Alright everyone, hope you're all doing good today, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Speedruns From the Crypt, your bi-weekly horror hotfix. I am McDisis, and this week we are going to be taking a look at a classic horror franchise. It's funny because, Silent Hill is pretty popular and definitely sees its way around these parts, but today is especially fitting because for the first time in about 11 years, we have our first new Silent Hill release. I would say game, however, if you've been keeping up, yeah. So I thought we would take a look at some of the fun games of the Silent Hill franchise. Anyway, we do have 3 for you today. We will probably see more Silent Hill games on another day if we want to go to that, but I thought these 3 would be fun. Anyway, to kick things off, we're going to be having Silent Hill Shattered Memories with Punchy. Take it away.
Hello everyone, I am Punchy, this is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I'm going to get started immediately and then do the explanations because this game starts with like a cutscene. So, 3, 2, 1, play ball. Event skip. Okay, so this is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. This is a reimagining of the first Silent Hill, as it were. We start here in a therapy session with Dr. Kaufman, and during the therapy session, we begin the routing. So there are many questions and like sort of little mini-games that occur in these therapy segments, and these influence the personality matrix. I did a lot of reading about how this game actually works on the internal end before this run. Normally I just follow the instructions. I know what works, I don't need to know why. But this game is tracking a bunch of stats, like the personality matrix. And our goal is to min-max the stats that will give the shortest results.
I promise it's the only one you'll see during your therapy.
So for this opening questionnaire, we're going to answer the first 3 questions as true. These are a bunch of like relationship questions. They're all written in Japanese. I'm playing the Japanese version. There isn't really any reason for this. I just have the Japanese version.
Never cheated on a partner.
He asked if we've never cheated on a partner. We'll say yes.
Okay.
That increases our family score, I think. This will be useful to us later for abstract reasons.
Let's get started then.
Basically RPG mechanics? Not quite. It's not quite like an RPG with stats. Okay, so now we are controlling Harry Mason himself. Whenever I press circle, it is press circle to Cheryl. How many times can I call out Cheryl before we get to the point where it turns off? 3, 4, 5. Keep track at home, chat. I'm just going to mash it the whole way. So I've also turned off my flashlight because we are not currently sure if it's a frame rate thing, where keeping the flashlight off keeps the frame rate stable, or if you actually move faster with the flashlight off, but we do know that having the flashlight off saves time. I think it's both, personally. That was a little puzzle. I'm playing the PS2 version. It is the fastest version for reasons that will be touched on as we go. There are some version-specific differences. But as you can see from the little cursor on the screen that I have to manually drive around with a stick, this game was originally designed for the Wii, but the Wii version is not faster. So PS2 version is, and that incidentally is why I'm playing the Japanese version, because the Japanese version is cheaper. It's not actually faster to play in Japanese. The language doesn't make a difference. Set that to 3. Do a quick turn. Light goes off again for the speed.
Sweetie.
When climbing fences like this, mashing the action button, in this case circle, I think it's X in the English version, makes you climb them faster. The game does not inform you that you can do that outside of chase sequences, but you can. So first instance of RNG, one of many. The key is in a random can. Ooh, 3rd can. Not the strongest, but that is okay. It doesn't really matter. It would matter if I was, like, seriously trying to go for, like, super optimal world record attempts or whatever, but we just had to have a good time tonight, you know? Oh, here's a point where we could make a choice. You have a choice of 2 locations, either a bar or a diner. We pick the diner for no reason other than that it's just physically closest to where you walk into the room. People often query me on what the ideal ending is to this game. The most well-known aspect of this game is the choice system and the multiple endings that it can arrive at. We don't really optimize for any particular ending. We optimize for the actions that give the shortest result in that moment. But the end result is that you get the Drunk Harry ending. It all kind of balances out somehow, even though we don't really specifically try to get the drunk ending. You'll read online that the way to get the drunk ending is to, look at alcohol and interact with alcohol. This run somehow gets the drunk ending despite not doing any of that, so someone's math doesn't check out. And it's not mine. Anyway, back out we go. You're about to receive a phone call from our missing daughter, Cheryl. The entire game is about trying to find her. And this is the loudest section in the game. This is one of these games that swings between extremes of sound balance, and this section, ensuing sound effect, is quite loud. It's not like a booming noise, it's just sort of generally loud. And it takes control away from me, so it has time to load in the next scene. Yeah, this snow is about to melt and give way to the first chase segment. Okay, so we are now everything icy, all doors are locked. Flashlight definitely goes off here, as there are now enemies lurking around who will try to chase you. And flashlight off, decreases the aggro range of the enemy, which is sometimes favorable, but usually not. So this is where we have to introduce you to the concept of, I call it dude speed. There's no name for this, and I'm stupid, so that's the name I've given it. When Harry sees a dude for the first time, the dude will typically scream at him. This causes Harry to run faster than previously. He's doing kind of a light jog right now. When a dude screams at Harry, he adopts the running stance instead. This is dude speed. You would like to acquire dude speed as quickly as possible, but without getting grabbed like that where it just spawns on top of you. But still, nevertheless, dude speed has now been activated. Sometimes you can go through this entire segment. Oh,
I was gonna say, I hope you're happy because I've started playing Downpour like every now and again, and the same phenomenon exists in Downpour. Because of you watching you do Shattered Memories, I've started calling it the same thing.
Yes.
Well, you see dudes, they make you go faster, and
yeah, it's dude speed.
Yeah. You just start zooming.
We really need to come up with a better colloquialism for this before it sticks.
I don't think we do. It works well.
All right. Well, that was the end of Chase 1. Activating dude speed was a bit rough. I got grabbed a couple times, but other than that, it was mostly smooth sailing to the end.
That would have been a breakthrough before.
And we cut to another therapy segment.
So
the minigame here is about coloring in the picture, which affects the color of the house in the next scene, but the color of the house in the scene doesn't matter, so we don't care. So the important thing here are the questions. So he's going to play a yes-no quiz game with us, and we're going to answer no, no, and yes. I'm going to try and remember for what purpose as I go.
Is it true to say you're a private person?
True to say you're a private person, no.
Would you say it takes a while for people to get to know you?
Does not take a lot of people to get to know me, no.
People can choose.
This one is choose to spend time with friends over family. I forget what impact on the personality matrix this has.
With friends over family? Nothing surprising there.
Maybe it affects the Sybil Carr conversation instead.
You're going to
That's
like
entirely
this.
possible. Not every choice has a direct impact on, the personality system. Some of them actually just directly impact the scenes.
Color in the picture. It's titled Happy Family.
But regardless, we are not going to color in the picture. I do not want to color in the picture. There is no meaning to that activity.
Lovely family home. Is your home like this?
It would only matter in this scene, and we just skip the cutscene. Okay, so now we are in the car with Sybil. And I'm going to do the back seat shuffle. There is a meaning to this. This is I have to wait for her dialogue to play out, but there is a meaning to this random shuffling in the back seat.
Not tonight.
Bear this in mind.
Tonight everything is out of whack.
This is not simply an action taken for the sake of doing something with my
No
thumbs.
one's sane out driving tonight. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
I'm also looking down in an attempt to minimize lag.
Who knows? We only
You know, you can look out the window if you want, but I'm obsessed with the idea of like keeping the frame rate as stable as possible to save time.
It's like the whole town is being punished.
It's only weather.
It's only weather.
Sure.
Fades to black. And
You're very restless back there.
very
Mr.
restless
Mason.
back
Anything
there.
You want to tell me?
This conversation only triggers if you
Of course I'm
constantly
restless.
shuffle
I'm
around in the
gone.
back seat, and it's shorter than the alternative dialogue.
During this blizzard.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just hurry
We
up
try
and
to get the
us
shortest
station.
conversations and shortest dialogues possible, so we generally play Harry as an unpleasant drunkard, because that ends conversations the
This
fastest.
weather's just unbelievable.
Truly a role-playing game.
Damn, can't even see.
So now I'm
the road.
positioning the screen in a way where I can
exactly
see
where we
the
are.
what do you,
Stay
like
put.
car door lock. I don't know what you call that's got a name probably. The no golfing sign in the corner is actually meant to be a car seat. I cannot currently move car seats, but eventually, there we go. Unlock the door and get out of the car immediately. Immediately abandoning a police officer. I'm not a car guy. I don't own a car. I'm sure there's the thing that locks the car door. Someone help me on that. I feel stupid. Okay, we are back at it. Key in the first aid cabinet. Sure, why not? Where else would you keep it? There's a couple of different pathways you can take through the next area. You can follow the path and go all the way around the lake. Or we can cut straight through the forest and past the communications tower. Navigate through the trees and hopefully not veer too far in one direction or the other. Yep, that's a pretty straight line. Cool. And hop this fence instead. And this lets us cut through the maintenance tunnel, which is a little faster, even though it is darker. And I am staunchly dedicated to not turning on my flashlight because it makes... Ooh, flashlight on. Frames. Losing them. No. You gotta keep it off. The truly optimal gameplay. That brings us out on the other side of the lake. Harry's goal at this point in the game is a bit vague. He's just sort of looking for his daughter, which entails just sort of moving until the game, like, tells you to stop, you know? Pass through the hunting lodge with this door that glows red. Okay, now we have phone tech. At various points in this game, you get phone calls from characters. Some of them are unskippable, some of them require a specific skipping technique. This one you can just go to answer it and then drop the call immediately. And then hop the river. But not every call can be declined like that. Some of them will keep coming back, and since it applies to your action button, it will override any other action that you can possibly do. But there's techniques to that. There are ways to block phone calls. In particular, the weirdest technique about the phone is that it can't receive an incoming call if you're looking at it. It is simply not possible for that to happen. Like, the game just doesn't allow for that to occur. Horrible ghost child in the back of the room. Oh no, I cannot leave. Guess I'll just stand here. Nope, the world has frozen over. Now I can leave. We are now in Chase 2. Everything is frozen over again. The first bit here, enemies will not start spawning in until we get to, like, the third room. According to chat, the timer's broken, but I don't think you guys are going to get a resolution on that. I think Mans might have stepped out for a moment, leaving me behind the wheel. Oh, got dude speed nice and fast there.
Maybe you're going so fast that the concept of time is slowed down.
Possibly. World record pace. I'm probably going to get grabbed before I make it to ledge. Yeah. That's fine. Pick up a flare. A flare is an item that will stop enemies from chasing you as persistently. We would like to only use it when I really have to. Instead, you can knock down objects to block enemies from chasing you. And moreover, objects that can be knocked down have incredibly massive activation radiuses, so Harry kind of teleports forward when they're used, which is very helpful. As you can, like, just use Zahandor and just zoop yourself forward if you want, destroying the space in between, like so. Zahandor! And the space has disappeared. It's not always good to knock down stuff in your path, but it is very often good. And I've managed to hold on to my flare for the first segment, which is not always guaranteed. That is a luck thing. That is a puzzle with a fixed solution. Normally you have to, like, do a phone call to hear the correct answer. Now, as you can see, my running speed has reverted back to regular. I no longer have the dude speed. After that puzzle segment, you have to reacquire dude speed. And that is a bit touch and go. I hear enemy, but I don't see enemy. Oh, there he is. Scream at me, please. Oh, there's a guy. Good enough, sure. Broke that dude's ankles at the door. Didn't actually... Okay, now I have to activate. That guy was right in the... Maybe I didn't. I could possibly have teleported behind him with the knockdown, but I didn't trust that. That's okay. So having the flare active keeps enemies from grabbing you, and obviously you don't want to get grabbed because it's slow. And you can, like, there is like a health bar. If you get grabbed too much in a short amount of time, you die. This is very, very unlikely to happen in the context of a run, though, because I know where I'm going. There's going to be a guy on the other side of the door. Oh, broke his ankles. Very nice. Opening doors into enemies is kind of a 50-50. If it occurs with the right spacing, it's favorable to Harry. You can just run on by, like I just did there. Yeah, no, that guy got totally bamboozled. He didn't even follow me. Good chase segment, no lie. Sweet. Very strong. But sometimes you can open a door into an enemy and they will just immediately punch you in the head. And there's no real way to influence this, like, where the guy is standing when you open the door is not something you have meaningful control over. It's basically just random. That's a very common question I get about this run when learning it, and they're like, you know, is it really just luck when you do these chase segments that you don't get grabbed? Yeah. Yeah. Me not getting grabbed there? That was good luck. It was very good luck, actually. Climb over, and we now need to pass a certain point on the floor. That triggers a phone call, and then we can stop moving.
Harry, I've been calling you. Did you switch your phone off?
This phone call is mandatory and triggers the start of the next segment of the game.
Harry, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm out of the woods. I'm on a football field. I think it's the high school.
Midwich High School. Listen, Harry, Midwich has a gym. They often use it as an emergency shelter.
Yeah, despite this being the Japanese version of the game, there is no Japanese voice acting, it's just subtitles.
Is Cheryl gonna be taken there?
Yes, Cheryl could be there. Will you do this for me?
The reason I run the Japanese version is that the American version of this game is like $200 these days. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I can make do.
So we get to the halcyon days of high school. When I was starting out, the popular theory said it was their mom and dad that screwed a person up. But if you really want to screw someone up, I say, send them to high school.
Okay, so now we're going to play word
I bet
association.
you took studying seriously. Nice folders and neat work.
These affect the personality matrix and also the clothing Harry will wear. So we're going to go with... We're going to go with a jock kind of personality. Literally. Jock. We will say yes to this.
Next.
This will give us a sweet jersey.
Drunk.
Drunk, we say yes to that. And I think that choice and that choice alone is what gets us the drunk ending, nothing else.
Bully.
Bully, yes. That shortens interactions.
Slacker.
Slacker, we are no slacker. We do things by holes in this stream.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to pick out the schedule. This minigame actually influences not simply dialogue, it influences the level we have to play. It's the only choice in the game that substantially impacts, like, the physical level you have to do.
There are only 4 periods, and I've allocated a very generous lunch.
So we're going to put our schedule as football, basketball, sex ed, and math. The order isn't important. But those 4 will produce the puzzle that takes us through the art classroom, rather than the alternative, which takes you through the astronomy classroom, I think. Because the alternative puzzle is slower. So that is the reason for that choice.
Oh yeah, good news about the price of Shattered Memories. The Japanese version's now going for about like 140 cheapest.
Oh dear. Well, at least I'm glad I got in when I did then.
Yeah, I'm on eBay. I decided to look it up, and yeah.
When I bought it, it was like 70, so still not cheap.
I think Silent Hill games has kind of been going up in general.
Ugh. It's the Ascension boom, you know? The prices are ascending, of course.
Everyone's been into Ascension, man.
Exactly.
You get to play Candy Crush for $20.
Oh my god. You paid the $20, I didn't.
I did, but also
I was not so foolish.
Since we're just walking the score right now, the horrifying part about Silent Hill Ascension is you can speedrun it when it's done, because it's going to be like 8 months worth of Candy Crush levels.
I'm not making the page for that.
I probably don't expect it.
I'm not making the page. You'd have to bribe me to make the page for that on speedrun.com. It's not happening. It just wants to add more pages.
It is a game.
Up through the burger joint, we are going to open a locked window. Or rather, a window that is nailed shut. We are going to pull the nails out with our bare hands. A weird quirk, a minor quirk with the hand cursor type segments in this game is that it is actually slower to move the cursor diagonally. This is the inverse of how it works in Silent Hill 1. I just think that's funny. Because this game's like a reimagining of Silent Hill 1, so it's funny that the mouse cursor tech is inverted. I think I'm the only person in the universe who cares. And I'm possibly the only person on planet Earth who has even noticed that. But in Silent Hill 1, when you move the cursor diagonally, it's faster. Silent Hill Shattered Memories, when you move the cursor in cardinal directions, is faster. Ah. What a concept. This is the branching point where different classrooms will be open depending on our answers to the schedule questions. We are going this way. It is a slightly more distant door, which would seem to put it at a disadvantage. But the second we get into this room, we can just open the phone. Dial the fun shadow number. Then a random number of rings. The door, and then I immediately hang up on the guy, and the door is open. Normally you get this... You get the solution to that via a, like, shadow puzzle. Gotta put objects in the scene. but it's a fixed solution. I have to like sort of do this like pretzel hand motion when dialing the phone, by the way, because you can move while dialing at the same time, but movement is like sticks, but dialing is D-pad, so it's like it's weird. Anyway, this is the segment where this is the reason why I'm the only person who runs this game in Japanese, because you have to actually be able to read the language for this. We're trying to break someone's security questions, and the answers are like sort of lying all around the room. Shakespeare no saiko komedi nageyo. That's the longest answer. 12th night. Saikyo no Yakkyu team. That is Shiners. Shiners. I imagine it's a thing that could be surmounted, even if you don't speak the language, but I do, so that makes it easier.
Shit.
You break it?
It just froze on me.
Anyway, I broke the computer.
It is her. We moved?
You don't remember because of the accident?
This cutscene is unskippable.
It's not a great neighborhood.
Some of them aren't. The reason it's unskippable is because it directly transitions into an otherworld chase segment. That tends to be the rule with cutscenes in this game. If they transition directly into gameplay, they are not skippable.
What else did I forget?
Tends to be. It's not a hard and fast
There's
rule.
a phone number. Why don't you call it?
I will. There's no reception. I'll be outside.
Good luck.
Yes?
Cheryl?
No, Dahlia.
Yes, we broke into
You
the
want me
school's
to find
database to find our
calling?
daughter's
It's her
address, because
father,
apparently we
Harry
forgot.
Mason. Is she okay?
And oops, it's
Harry?
not where we
Is
thought
she
it was.
okay?
Who the hell do you
Weird.
think you are?
The mystery is
What's the-
evolving.
Leave me alone!
To me.
Okay, chase 3. I think this is 3. How you managed to break the computer with like that with just the keyboard? It's a mystery. There's actually a mistranslation in the Japanese subtitles for that, which is funny. When Michelle asked, "Did you break it?" the Japanese reads, "Did you hack it?" Like whoever translated it misunderstood what break meant in that context. It's minor, but I noticed because I'm annoying. There are no dudes currently appearing. This is a normal pattern. Sometimes a dude can be roaming these halls, which gives you early dude speed, as I call it. And early dude speed is kind of a mixed bag, because you go faster, obviously, like you run faster. Early dude speed, how could that be bad? But it creates more chaos in the ensuing segment, which is usually a bad thing. I'm gonna break this dude's ankles. Broke his ankles at the door. Very nice. Nope. Nope. Let me in. No. Disappointing. That dude's position, sometimes he's right in front of the door. It cannot be helped. Sometimes you can slip by him around the corner. Oh, nice teleport. So there are 3 statues frozen in ice, blocking our way out. In order to solve this, we must take 3 photos. These figures bathed in red. You get a nice audio cue when you've successfully taken a valid photo, which is very polite because it's kind of picky about the spacing. Gonna go back this way. It's photo 2 out of 3. Oh, there's a guy. Can I get to the door without using my flare? No. Oh well. I don't want to use it. I want to use it on the way out rather than going to the third, because I can't pull out my camera with a flare active. So it would simply be a waste. I don't think the dude followed, weirdly enough. You know, I'm safe to still not use it. Ah, there it is. Flare must be activated, otherwise that guy's going to grab me. Haha. Flare active. See you later, nerd. Drop the flare before we get to the door. And that is the comp schedule. And that's chase 3. That's also not bad.
Harry? I was about
Yeah,
to
sorry,
head
I
off.
broke the timer.
Thought I ought to
I'm
be a
like
little
too good at
later.
speedrunning. Time simply
Thanks.
dilates in my presence.
You okay? Any luck with the phone?
They didn't make any sense. I need to go there.
The Simmons Street address?
It's my bad.
That's the other side of town.
I'm not sorry though.
You got a car?
I was planning on getting a ride with John. There's my boss's SUV. Yeah, I'm looking after it while she's on vacation. It's at the club where I work, not far from here. I could give you a lift.
That would be great. Lead the way.
I'd go off.
You want my jacket?
So,
You're going to
during
freeze.
these walking segments where you are
used to running
following an
around in a
NPC,
dress.
turning your
I'm too
flashlight off
hot-blooded to feel the
definitely
cold.
makes you
I feel
walk
bad,
faster.
you sure?
In normal, like, running segments, I'm not sure if the time save is from a more stable frame rate or if you actually just move quicker. In these segments, I am 100% certain it's that you physically move quicker, because you have a point of reference in the form of the NPC movements.
She was gone.
With flashlight on, you can't possibly be, like, shoulder to shoulder
You should go
with
see a
Michelle
doctor.
over here right now. It
Make
just
sure
doesn't
Cheryl's
happen.
Safe, then worry about myself.
But flashlight off, you walk a little faster, and in some cases you can actually beat the NPC to locations. But unfortunately, Michelle moves a little bit too fast for us. You can't quite get in front of her. She's too powerful like that. So I can try. It doesn't work though. No.
It's not far now. The
No good.
Balkan is the hottest night.
The corner would be the place to do it. You can overtake them on the corner, but it can't be
Really?
done, as far as I know.
Pretty popular.
You work there, right?
Maybe it
What do
can
you
be
do?
done. I'm not sure.
I sing. Sometimes I mix drinks. It's
Maybe
a
if you're
temporary
very,
thing while
very
John and I
clean
sort
with it.
things out. He's staying in Massachusetts.
It's something to
He's a
think
lawyer.
about.
We need to
The
decide
possibilities.
if I'm going to move out there with him.
You want to go to Massachusetts?
Yeah. Well, not Massachusetts so much, but
Michelle's
I
currently
wanna be
talking
with
about her
John.
relationship
And John?
with her partner
He
John.
wants it too.
This is relevant. We are going to
It's
ruin
hard.
that relationship later
We've
for
been
speed
together
reasons.
For 5 years, but we never lived together. Now we're out in the world.
Her
living
continued
our
happiness
lives.
is an obstacle to our
John's a
goals.
lucky guy.
Yeah.
He's probably just lousy at showing it. I know lawyers. They're not so touchy-feely.
Oh, John's not like that. Back in school, he was very passionate.
They say absence makes the heart grow
See, we're now a
fonder.
little bit ahead of
You
her,
believe that?
Absolutely.
which means we're actually going to beat her to the nightclub. Hang left side, cutscene triggers. So now we have to find Michelle's car keys. They always spawn in the third location you check. But you don't have to actually look in the location. So, like, we touch the bag, touch the curtains, and then touch the laundry hamper. Yay! That, unfortunately, being the most efficient third place to check. Got the car key. Now we're being driven by someone completely different who has shown up. This is Dahlia.
Guess that means we don't have to stop. for
She
any red
claims to
lights.
be our wife. Harry doesn't buy it.
One way. Screw that. Let's cut up on Kincaid. You're very quiet there, Harry.
There is not a lot we can meaningfully
You're not gonna
do
be
to
sick,
speed up
are
the
you?
car ride, unfortunately.
Losing my mind.
What?
There is sometimes a bug that causes car segments to play like 3 times faster. It appears to be a bug with the PS2 port.
Don't
there's just a bug that occurs that sometimes causes these sections to wildly speed up, and the community isn't really sure what to do with it because there aren't that many people who run the PS2 version to start with. For my purposes, I've sort of bequeathed to a gentleman's agreement to just not submit runs where it happens, because there's no known cause, and it seems to just be...
Sid and Nancy?
Who are Sid and Nancy?
It seems to just be a bug with the porting process, because it doesn't happen on the Wii version, or the PSP version for that matter.
A really lame joke.
I wish it was.
Cause unknown, and what's more, it actually gets more likely the more runs in a row you do. It seems to be a case of memory leakage. Up to, and it will in fact crash the game if you do it for long enough. So, you know, cool game. Anyway, bridge puzzle. The lights correspond to an action you should take with the levers. Yellow is pull right, blue is pull center, green is do nothing, but we can pre-pull the left lever so that when the light changes, we can immediately pull it and move on with our lives. The ideal thing there is to get the do nothing light green as the last one, because then you can move away from the levers and go to the door, so then the second the puzzle auto-completes, you can just leave immediately. So there is a luck-based component to that. But it doesn't make a massive difference.
You know me. You know my daughter too? Why is this not freaking you out, me not knowing you?
This isn't the first time you've acted weird, Harry.
What does that mean? Be straight with me.
Actually, I guess that what the community ended up figuring out what you can do with this game is that you can actually just open and close the disk drive to skip segments like that.
You to me?
Why do you have to be like
But that's like a whole other kettle of fish.
Leave things be, Harry. Harry?
Dahlia!
So this cutscene where Harry and Dahlia get knocked off the bridge in the car into the river, that is skippable on PlayStation 2 and PSP versions of the game, but not on the Wii. And that's the primary reason the Wii version isn't faster. Because as a consequence, the PS2 and PSP versions save a not inconsiderable amount of time. So now we're stuck in a sinking car. And we would like to not drown. So the first thing we're going to do is fill the car with water. And observe peacefully as it sinks slowly to the bottom of the river. The hitting of the bottom will be punctuated by a thud. And this will prompt a flashlight to spawn in the seat that you're currently not in. It's hit the bottom. Wait a little bit. Now. Did I go too fast? I've gone a bit early. Where is it? There you are. Then look out the window. Enemy screams at you. Whole thing freezes over. And now we are drowning. Mo sugu owaru. It will soon be over. Or whatever that text actually says up there in English. I didn't even look at it. Anyway. Set the radio to play the song. As soon as the cursor appears, open the door. You can escape the car. You can also end that segment by just making a cup of tea, because you can just drown in the car and that's fine. That also progresses the game, but faster to not do that.
Everyone's going to die, even if we like to pretend otherwise.
Where does Dahlia go? Whatever, man.
Sleep. Why doesn't that terrify you?
None of our business.
How would you like to die? No, wait. Let me guess.
Okay, so this.
You'd want to die surrounded by friends.
You'd want to die surrounded by friends. That's like a mood check on your current personality matrix, and I think surrounded by friends is like the... It's sort of the game indicating that you're on a certain path.
Okay. Game time.
You're on like the sort of the party guy path.
On the table. Your job is to tell me who
And
is
indeed we
dead,
are, so that checks out at
who is
least.
sleeping. Divide them up. Left dead, right.
So this minigame is to divide up the pictures between people who are dead, and people who are sleeping. We are going to slap them all into the nearest possible space because this minigame has the fantastic effect of nothing. As far as I know, this doesn't do a single thing. Not to the personality matrix, not to any events that can happen. This is 100% pointless. Yay.
Dahlia.
So now we are wearing
Dahlia?
jock clothes, for our personality matrix has now kicked in earnest. It also affects what outfit Sybil has.
Another crash?
Sybil has a
This is
very
a different
plain,
girl?
no-nonsense
You must have
outfit,
seen
and
the
thus
bridge.
speaks in a very
We went
plain,
right off the
no-nonsense
side.
way.
Harry, the
And these
bridge
are
has
the
been
shortest
closed
options.
since
There's
the
like a
storm started.
flirty Sybil option that you can get
swam.
if you go the Playboy
You
route,
died of hypothermia.
and that is slower. You do not want that.
You were soaked to the skin. I grabbed what I could find here. We need to
No
talk.
time for impure thoughts.
When I was
Only
at the
speed.
station,
I
poured
only
the
think
fire
of
on
speed.
Harry Mason.
Anyway, play your favorite Eurobeat song of choice, because it is time for wheelchair drifting. Mash the circle button to eat up. I love that. This is incredibly silly. Bear in mind, Harry has not broken his legs, by the way. Like, he's fine. He's just choosing to do this. Harry, wait! The stairs! I warned you about the stairs, Mason! Ow. It keeps happening. So Mason crashes crashes the wheelchair down the stairs, and now he's off. See, he can still walk. He does start this segment in like the low health animation, but health in this game regenerates as long as you're not being actively pursued. I'm very surprised that didn't give me dude speed.
I mean, who among us hasn't forgotten how to walk for a moment?
It happens for you know. I mean, you should really can't be bothered to get up.
Yeah.
Ooh, get behind it. Yes. Ankles broken. That is a good outcome. Gave that guy the slip. Enemy opening a door directly into you, bad. Enemy opening a door just before you get there, good. Then you can slip behind them. They kind of have a blind spot behind them while they're opening a door. I think I bonked that guy out of the way. Kind of surprised I got away with that. That usually doesn't work for you. Grab the flare. Okay, I'm being pursued. I have to fire it. You'd like to ideally not use this, but if you get chased, then you got it. Because getting grabbed at every single door is much more obnoxious. Good chase segment, though. Early dude speed, no grabs. No complaints from me. Okay, so now we need to call in a request to a radio DJ. 02 after 5 to 8804.
Just call 555-881 and for the final digit.
Thanks for calling, that was fast. I believe when you make a phone call in this game and you need a reply, I think the number of times the phone rings before you get a response is genuinely just random. I think in order to make it feel slightly more unpredictable, I think it just rings a random number of times before they pick up.
Here's a popular tune, Daddy's Girl.
As requested, here's a popular tune. Song from this game's soundtrack. Wowza. Unless we have made it out to the front of the hospital, where we find a nurse has crashed her car straight through reception. Through a wall, no less. I would like to add. Like, through a concrete wall.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It's my day off, but we were 3 nurses down because of the weather. Damn it. I wasn't supposed to be here. I shouldn't have been here.
Hey.
So Lisa's not having a great day.
I'm just upset. Don't worry, it's nothing.
Shouldn't we take you inside?
I'm ready to go home. My apartment is a few blocks north. I can clean myself up there.
So
I'm
directly
heading
after
that way.
crashing her
Let me walk
car straight into the reception of her
I'm
workplace,
okay, really.
Lisa decides to immediately
You can
leave
keep
and
me
go back
company.
home.
I'm Harry.
Even though she lives like a few blocks around the corner, she could have walked. It's within walking distance. You walk. Back, in fact.
It's not far to my apartment. We can jaywalk in this weather.
We can jaywalk in this
Where
weather,
did you
and
say you were
jaywalk
headed?
we shall.
Home. My daughter went there after our accident.
What happened?
I crashed my car. I don't know how long I was unconscious, but when I woke up, Cheryl was gone.
And once again, flashlight off
She made
means
it
you
all this
actually
way?
can walk
I know
faster
it
during the
doesn't
scene,
quite
and it
add up.
matters with Lisa in particular.
Things I
You
can't
can't
piece
quite
together.
overtake her on this corner,
She
though.
called me.
But you do sort of
Then I
chafe
spoke to
against
someone
her
else
as you
on the
do
phone.
so. Which you
There are
will not get
times when
close to
things
doing if you
don't
keep the
feel
flashlight
real.
on.
I feel like I'm losing my grasp on the truth of it, but other times everything is fine. This feels real.
Hey, I'm as real as they come. Though, some patients mistake me for an angel. That's the medication. I'm real, and I've got the bags under my eyes to prove it.
You been a nurse long?
If you add up all the overtime, back-to-back 12-hour shifts, compared to a standard 9 to 5, I've been in the hospital for 40 human years.
She has been in the hospital for
slept through
40
half of
human
it.
years, as
Like
opposed to,
tonight.
I don't know,
Fell asleep
crab
at the
years?
wheel. Hell of a wake-up call.
Now, observe the following. If I wait here, bloom, and then it cuts off immediately.
Not long now.
You holding up?
You can just play the
I'm
Seinfeld
fine.
chord real quick before we move on.
I just need to get home and put
That
my feet
specific
up.
line on the ground is what prompts the music to stop playing, and that's what
So,
also what proves that flashlight off
your
moves
accident.
faster, because if
What
you keep
happened?
moving, it will just
All
never
a
play
bit
at all.
hazy. Need to get my story straight before I call my insurance. They always try.
Because
and
yeah,
twist
the
it.
sound effects
You were
are
alone?
Yeah.
synced to
And driving?
Yes.
flashlight on
Now
speed
you're
rather
trying
than
to take
off.
me.
Not me. I
Can I
crashed my
overtake
car
Lisa at
too.
the corner?
I've got my own insurance forms to
Go,
file.
go, nah, not even
So
close.
what happened?
It kind of feels like I blacked out before the crash. I just
If your
remember
corner turn
coming
is very
to.
sharp there, I might have
I remember coming off
made
the
myself
road.
unable to get it by
Wham.
deliberately showing the Seinfeld chord.
Came to, I was confused. Cheryl was gone.
You
the car
can
was wrapped
get in
around
front
a
of Lisa
post.
here, and that's a little bit faster.
This is like being in a therapy group for car crash
Which will actually
survivors.
cut the conversation off
Thanks for
early
sharing,
when you get
Harry.
to the door.
Let's go around the room.
And actually, it'll still do that.
They still teach.
They still teach. Right, now I politely ask
I won't be
that
long.
everyone avert their gaze, as I'm about to disrespect women for the purposes of speed.
You know, last time I had a
Absolutely
guy
necessary.
in my apartment last summer.
It's very necessary. Look at the dirty power outlet in the that's what we're really paying attention to here.
Barely, but still.
There is a purpose to this, I promise.
I love
But
the
also-
cutscene afterward where like Harry Mason's like, oh wait, what? What's going on?
But also, Lisa walks off screen for 3 seconds, fully dressed immediately. Incredible! What a power! Yeah. So if you peek on her while she's changing, she kicks you out of her house faster, which cuts the scene short,
You should have been
like
better
massively.
behaved.
It's actually a lot faster to do that.
Now I don't feel so good. Pop into the bathroom and get me some pills.
And then she just says, hey, can you go get my life-saving medicine from the bathroom? You know,
Yeah.
after you were staring at me.
Yep. Now she's given us a test of character. We need to get her the life-saving red pill, but unfortunately for Lisa, she keeps the very lethal yellow pill in the same cabinet, and I do not care. It's actually faster to give her the wrong pill. Here, have the death pill.
You feel guilty about everything.
We feel guilty about everything. I'm guilty for showing that on stream. I'm guilty of doing that. I picked a different strat. Should have picked a marathon safe
Whether
strat, you
animals
know?
would come and eat us
You know
in
what the
night.
funniest part is?
Now we
What?
have
She was literally in that room the whole
supermarkets,
time and
bottled
could have
water,
gotten the
38
pill
caliber
before
home
getting
security.
It's
dressed.
true.
So what keeps
Yeah.
us awake at night?
He leaves the room and then
More
asks
often
you to
than
get
not,
it.
Guilt.
It's not like you're going to a whole other room in the house. No, you're going to the same room. In
If
fact, you're probably
only I
going
hadn't
deeper in the
said
room.
that. If only I'd said something. You beat yourself up with your past. Don't blame yourself. Blame the world. Blame God. Blame me.
Blame God, blame the world, blame me. This guy's the worst therapist in video games, by the way. And there are some pretty
This is
bad
my favorite.
therapists in
Let
video
me
games.
introduce some friends of mine. This is King Harold. his daughter, the chaste Celestine.
This is the longest unbroken cutscene in the game where Kaufman explains a whole story about, like, a princess being married off, and then they get killed by a bull in a field when they try to escape, and you have to assign guilt to each of the 4 players in the story. Who's the most guilty for her death, and who's the least guilty, blah, blah, blah. It's a fascinatingly long explanation, but unfortunately, for the purposes of the speedrun, it doesn't do a single thing. In fact, I think this has no impact on the game at all, even in a general sense. And yet, despite this, it has lingered on for a very long amount of time.
Celestine flees. She runs from the safety of the castle and across a field, ignoring the sign which warns of danger. In that field is a bull who, seeing the girl, charges
Bull
her.
charges the princess, blah-de-blah. It's a fairy tale or something. I mean, not quite a fairy tale, it's a bit grim for
What I
that.
want you to do is line the players up according to how guilty they are of Celestine's death. Whose fault was it? At the left, most culpable. To the right, most innocent.
Who's the most guilty?
You want to hear that
Do you want to
again?
hear that again? Absolutely not. Who's the most guilty? I don't care. So you just immediately go with the default position,
You couldn't ignore
thus
the fact
blaming the bull.
He was the one
The
who
deepest.
killed her.
This choice has no impact on the run.
I find the best
Some of these choices are just here
is to never get
to
caught in the
exist.
first
They
place.
don't actually do anything.
Let's continue.
Okay, so now we have fed Lisa the death pill, and now she is sleeping peacefully. You know, for now. Continue the search for our daughter. Have I accidentally picked yes for play it before? Nah, you just have to mash X. And you're already mashing X to exit the scene anyway. So we're currently cutting through an abandoned mall. Strangely, there continues to be absolutely nobody around in Silent Hill. At any point. Except for the small handful of people we meet. Gameplay King. Love that. Phone call, quick turn.
Lisa?
Oh, God, Harry.
So this is Lisa, who for some reason has our phone number now, calling us to be like, I'm dying because you fed me the death pill. How could you give me, your best friend, the death pill? Harry,
What's wrong?
you weasel.
Oh, Harry.
Lisa? I'm coming back.
So we now have to head back to Lisa. That dialogue you get on the phone is shorter if you give her the wrong pill. If you give her the right one, it's a little bit longer. Hence the feeding of the death pill. Doesn't matter which wrong pill you give her, it doesn't have to be the yellow one, just don't give her the red one. So we simply come back the way we came. Oops, Lisa have died.
No,
Unfortunate.
this isn't what...
I said don't move. Stand up and step away from the girl.
This isn't what it looks like.
Stop talking.
Sybil is displeased with us about
What have
this,
you done?
but
She's
I didn't
in an
do it. I mean, I
accident.
did
She
do
didn't
it
do it.
actually. Like in this time, in this case, I did. But this happens even if you give her the right pill, she does still die, and you are blamed for it.
Shut up! I know you're not Harry Mason.
She knows we're not Harry Mason. And conveniently, the world freezes over, giving us time to make our escape. Thus beginning Chase 4. Now, this one is the most make or break chase as far as run completion goes, if you want a good time, but not because of the chase itself. No, it's because of a candy machine. You will see. But just know that a Shattered Memory speedrunner's biggest foe is not the monsters. It's not the levels. It's a gumball machine. Just hate gumballs. Doesn't do any of us any favors. That door's gonna open. Can I break his ankles? Just about. Very nice, very nice. There's no dudes here. I'm actually getting a pretty easy ride on this. That makes me suspicious, though. What if there's a dude? Found a dude. Oh, he came through there. That's okay, I think. I'm getting grabbed a bit. I could do with less of that in my life. Knock down this shelf, stop them from pursuing me for a bit. Now, whether or not we have a good pattern or a bad pattern depends on whether or not there's a dude beyond this door. Because I don't really have anything to work with for the next few rooms. Doesn't seem like any dudes are here. That's good. That's a good outcome. If even one dude manages to get past that shelf that I knocked over, they will pursue you and constantly trigger, like, the door grab animation every single time you pass through a room, and you just lose a butt ton of time, and it sucks. Until you get to here, and you can knock that down and stop it from happening. You're going to knock it down anyway, because it just teleports you forward a bit. But due to the absence of usable objects between those rooms, if one dude manages to slip through the cracks, you just kind of lose a bunch of time, and it smells. But we did not get chased, so that is good. So now the gumball machine. If you don't want to see like a strobing light effect, turn away like now, because this is kind of grating. We need colors of purple, pink, red, and yellow. They correspond to the colors of the mall mascot's beak. They're a toucan. So this is pure random. You can get all 4 in a row straight away without having to reshuffle it all by shaking it to change the color. Where is my pink? Oh, not fine. There it is. There's pink. Fantastic. So that is just pure RNG. It's just straight and simple. Either you get the colors you want, or you have to reshuffle it a bunch to get the colors. Nothing complicated, nothing fancy. Just something that randomly swings the run by like 20 to 30 seconds, because bleh. What speedrun isn't complete with something like that? And unfortunately, I can't like stop the strobing light effect that occurs when you are using the gumball machine, because interacting with objects forces the flashlight to be on, and you cannot turn them off. With that done, he is in the model train. That was a very fast button press. You can sort of interact with objects even while the camera is moving into view. So if you're very quick with your cursor movement, you can snipe objects before the scene has even like fully sort of drawn in properly. Little minor optimizations that help you to save the time. Because in a run like this, seconds define the top end. Survival horror runs are like that. Optimizations of like a tiny amount define the very, very good times, helped with a healthy dose of luck. Alright, so here's a return of phone tech. We will get a phone call as we cross roughly this boundary on the floor, but if I look at my phone before it triggers, the phone call is blocked. You see, it popped up in the corner there, but because I looked at it, I looked at my phone before it came in and then put the phone away, it stopped. No phone call. If only that worked in real life. But doing that early not only gets rid of the call, but it also frees up the action button so I can enter the building. Whereas otherwise, the action button that opens the door and also picks up the phone call are the same, so if you don't deliberately get rid of the phone call in advance, you will answer the phone rather than open the door. And that's bad. Because it stops you from moving forward. We will take another phone call in that fashion. At a later point. darks are dark in this game? Yeah, they are. I am often queried if I'm having like a brightness thing with my capture card. No, I can't. It's dark. I have learned more or less to just navigate without looking. Silent Hill runs have that in common. There are lots of segments in Silent Hill games where doing the run with your flashlight off is important, so you have to basically memorize entire layouts of stages. Because you will not be able to see what you're doing. It's kind of reassuring that they're all like that, honestly. Because since this is originally a Wii game, the whole deal is that your flashlight is sort of like where you point with the Wii remote to investigate objects and stuff, and that doesn't really interface anywhere near as well on the PS2 version, so I guess it's just as well that the run doesn't really use it. Does the jersey jacket make us faster? Not inherently, but it is tied to sort of the jock personality type, which causes shorter interactions to play out. So, like, yes, by proxy, kind of. Anyway, we meet with Dahlia again.
How do you know me?
She is now looking completely different because our choices have had some kind of effect on that.
The lighthouse, maybe.
I couldn't tell you which ones.
Lighthouse?
What are you doing here, Harry?
Looking for Cheryl. Isn't this my house? Who are you?
You look really good.
Who are you?
We're soulmates, you and I. For richer, for poorer. In sickness and in health.
You're my wife?
Wife bad. Do a quick turn. Most horror games can be understood in terms of either wife good or wife bad, and between those two, I would say Shattered Memories is definitely a wife bad kind of game.
There's a shocking amount of wife games out there.
There's a lot. This is a categorizing system I've borrowed from you because I find it really funny.
I'm just gonna say though, for wife good and wife bad, the most important thing isn't how the actual spouse is, it's what the partner sees the spouse as. A lot of people assume is, oh, Mia's bad. No, Mia from RE7 is good.
You know, Ethan is a wife guy. He loves Mia.
Exactly.
He is definitely wife good. Whereas, given that everything that happens in this game is always like Harry and Dahlia get divorced, I think this airs on the side of wife bad.
Absolutely.
Definitely wife bad. Okay, let's jump in a massive hole. I don't really know why Harry does this. I think it's just because it's a thing in Silent Hill 2. Frozen child. Well, goodbye. And we awaken at the bottom of a long pit. We would normally have to navigate using a radio to this specific lamp, but fortunately it's located just sort of slightly upright from where you first spawn in, so we can just simply move there and be teleported. We are not quite in a chase segment yet. This is just hit the closest door, doesn't matter which one, and it will spawn in the next area. Once again, there's another hot spot here, this time by the mirror. And this actually does teleport us to a chase segment, and we will pretty much immediately gain dude speed here without anything. Yep, there we go. Stick to the right side. This, whether or not we get grabbed like that, is random. I'm probably going to go twice because that guy's in a really unfortunate position. That smells. And there's a guy on the other side of the door. Very funny. Dudes being on the other sides of doors prompting a QT, there is like zero. There's no predicting that behavior. So that first chase segment is fortunately rather brief. But it is another place where runs can gain or lose time at random, because the position of... There's only like 3 enemies that are problematic there. But either you get grabbed 3 times like that, or you get grabbed no times and save like 20 seconds. Anyway, let's jump down a big hole again. It was so fun the first time. Whee! Everything in the game is frozen. The overlay just matches it. Username Dude Speed. Is that an existing account, or did someone make it just now? That's an existing account.
2022, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Flawless combination. Sorry to single you out, but that just made me laugh. I was like, really? Okay, now we're in the invisible wall maze. Where the light reaches, you can walk. Where it does not, there is wall. And we actually want our light to be on. We want our light to be on entering this next segment because we would like to get Dude Speed immediately, which is pretty consistent if you have your flashlight on and point it backwards using R1, which is a thing you can do. If you have it off, there is a potential for you to never get Dude Speed during this segment. And that is bad. Here we're going through the doors that have the ice surrounding it. That is the correct way to proceed. Otherwise, these rooms will just loop infinitely. Good second half of the chase, at least.
You know, I think we're getting somewhere. We're all tied up in this marriage
Okay.
thing.
Last set of therapy questions,
Marriage
I think.
worked a lot better when we didn't live so long.
Yes.
We have phrases like
Questions,
the
at
honeymoon
least.
is over to remind us how
So remember what I said about how
quickly
ruining Michelle and John's relationship will be the key to speed? Now we're about to be asked about marriage. And the only thing it does is affects the outcome of the next scene.
Come on. You think marriage can really
Can marriage last? No.
Should a couple stay together for the
Should a
kids?
couple stay together for the kids?
Do you
No.
think it's a bad idea to marry young?
Marry young? It's a bad
Think
idea.
Sex becomes stale after marriage.
Defo.
You know what? You
For
being
legal
such an
purposes, this is not my real
expert on
opinion, it is simply a
marriage, you're gonna
speedrun.
ace my matchmaker test.
So we've given those answers. The answers to
On
the
the
quiz is
table
what's
are
important. It
6
determines the
pictures.
outcome of
All
the
you
next
have to
scene.
do is
But he's
sort
going to
them
ask us to
between married
sort these pictures into married couples. We are going to choose the maximum amount of gay possible. There has to be one mix. There aren't enough pictures.
All finished. Okay.
Who you set the
Now
couples
tell
as
me
doesn't
which of
do
those
squat.
couples are still together.
Doesn't do nothing. So we choose maximum gay just as a consequence of that being the closest adjacent to the slots. It would take
Let's
longer
keep
to mix
going.
them.
We're really making progress here.
Cool. So now we are in the car with Michelle and John.
years back, yeah.
And because we answered unfavorably to questions about marriage, we have subtly driven a psychic wedge in their relationship that shall now soon take root and eliminate them from the game.
You still fit into that dress?
I fit this one pretty well. Right, Harry?
What? You bring along this guy to what? Taunt me?
Hey, sorry if
Oh, I moved in the
You
backseat.
think this is about you?
Wait, I can do the
Harry's
backseat
here because
shuffle.
he
It
needs
doesn't matter,
help.
but I
I'm
can.
not the one who missed the reunion.
I actually had it in my head we might try and make this work. God,
You are so different now.
We are so different. Stop the car.
What?
Stop the car. Stop the damn car.
Jesus! You could have killed us.
Sorry, Harry.
Damn it!
As I have ruined their relationship, and consequently this speeds up the scene pretty dramatically. So then John gets out the car, and then pretty much as soon as he gets out the car, I'm allowed to move and can leave myself. That is the shortest outcome of that scene by far, is ruining their relationship. And those two are now functionally erased from the game. Never you mind that. So now we're going to take a trip through the sewers. We have ignored all of the keep out signs at the sewer entrance, which is fine. They're all in English. I can't read English. Only Japanese for this Mason. As we proceed through the sewers, we will get a phone call from Cheryl, the very daughter we're trying to find. And she will not stop trying to call us. Stop calling me, I'm trying to find you. And then she'll try and call a second time, and I'll parry this phone call by bringing up the phone before I get to the door. Phone call from a loved one thus parried. We are able to open the door without a second phone call. That is the successful timing for that. If you're a bit late on that, she'll try and call a third time. And that is an unsuccessful parry. You have not parried the phone call. Of course, you know, we don't want to try and pick up the phone, even though it's a phone call from the daughter, the missing daughter we're trying to find. It's like, stop calling me. I've business to attend to. I'm trying to find you. You've made it to Anne's bar. Final psychiatry segment. There are no questions here, and this is a choice between which of these pictures are a sexual symbol and which ones are not. That's what this says. Sexual and not sexual.
It's you. You're obsessed with sex. Even when we're not talking about it, you're thinking about it. Come on, let's have some fun. See the pictures on the table. I want you
The psychiatrist really enjoys the sex angle.
A sexual symbol go on the left. The ones that aren't, the right.
We are going to plop absolutely all of them into non-sexual, assuming the game lets me. Because this choice doesn't do a single thing.
Done.
For as much of a deal as the game makes out of this one, it doesn't do anything.
None of them.
None of them.
Now you're screwing with me. You're in denial about sex. Sex and death. Sex is death. It's a leap into the void. The great loss of self. The tiger in space.
Sex is the tiger in space. Silent Hill Shattered Memories 2007. Or whenever this game came out.
You know, people who are getting enough don't need analysis. You clearly are not getting enough. Let's see this through to the end.
Okay, the tiger in space thus confronted, we can move on with our lives. We are going to cut through Lakeside Amusement Park. Get a key from this jacket. Get a key. Oh, the coat is not pulled all the way open. Has to be all the way. But we must first pass through the Tunnel of Love, which unfortunately is full of ghosts. So first we touch this one. That activates Ghost Hide and Seek. The ghost will appear in 3 places. When you hear that scream, you have activated Ghost. Climb up here, activate Ghost number 2. They take a little bit to spawn in. I'm actually like ahead of schedule whenever I get to a place, so I have to stand there for a little bit until the ghost appears. Ghost number 3. Ah! And that's the last ghost. Now I can leave. And now we're going to go have fun on a boat. We find Dahlia there, again. And now we arrive at the endgame. The entire lake has frozen over. We have reverted back to Hawaiian shirt Harry. That always happens for the ending sequence. And now we are heading toward the lighthouse, since that is apparently where Cheryl is. This phone call is one you have to take.
Come back.
But it is the shortest.
It's too late now.
I love you, Harry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. The length of that phone call is dictated by your personality matrix up to this point, and since we have chosen kind of like drunk Harry, he answers very dismissive and curtly. Hence, shortest. And now we advance on the lighthouse over the frozen lake. And eventually, enemies will spawn in. You can usually tell because the frame rate will briefly hitch for a second. Yep, there it is. They've spawned in. I love how reliable that is. So, Dude Speed has now been activated, as we are now being actively pursued. We want to be caught by 4 enemies at once. That's how you end this segment. You have to die here. But you move slower with any enemy on you. So once you see an enemy in your peripheral vision, run directly away from it to expand the amount of time you spend running towards new enemies. 1 dude. 2 dude. But we lack the 3rd and 4th dudes. You see, we cannot move so fast with dudes attached. That was not the greatest of luck that you can get for that. Ideally, you would like 3 dudes to be around you before you get grabbed for the first time. Harry falls over on the lake. Unfortunate. Then the lighthouse melts the water, and now we're swimming. We just have to drown during this segment. Like, you can try swimming if you want. It doesn't... You'll drown eventually anyway. I don't actually think it's faster or slower to press buttons here. It just doesn't matter. And as a result, we are rapidly approaching the end of the run. I would say get ready on time, but I'm not sure that matters given the current circumstance.
So, I guess 2 things. 1, can you actually look under the water on the PlayStation version?
Seemingly not. No, I don't think you can adjust the view angle.
Gotcha. And then 2, the timer is still actually running. It just shows 10:10.
Okay. How many chat comments have been getting about it? You think people watch the timer more than the game?
So I've just been telling people because I mean you've been going so fast. It's been 1 second. I don't know where you all been. than just a single second. You're going that fast.
It's just that fast. The quickest speedrun ever. We drowned, unfortunate, but we didn't drown. Dragged out of the water. And we approach the lighthouse clinic, since for some reason there is a therapy clinic in a lighthouse. And the game will end in time when we get to this door. And time. Woohoo.
Can't believe it. 10-10.
10-10, it was the fastest speedrun ever. World record. I'm the greatest gamer.
Not listening. Your troubled school days? How you're conflicted about marriage? Your denial of death?
Yes, that's Silent Hill Shattered Memories. We've made it to the ending where it turns out that the person in the therapy session is actually Cheryl the whole time, and Harry Mason was dead all along. Woo! Spoilers. I mean, you watched the whole run. If you care about spoilers at this point, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Photos in the dark. Pale freaks, goggle-eyed from watching.
What did the timer actually record, if you can tell me?
Let's see.
Nope.
Nope. There we go. That's the answer. Nope.
Clean nope from tech there. Okay, never mind that.
I'm gonna go with the 10-10.
10. I can give you 10.
10.
And that's the best I can offer.
10.
Deny that Daddy died. Deny who Daddy
Fantastic.
was. What 7-year-old
It works
actually
out.
knows who their parents are
God.
anyway?
We can always. I might just
And
run a time run the
obsesses over this fantasy
next
dad
run
propping up a
manually.
make-believe with scraps of a happy life that never was, scraps of a father
Yeah,
who never
GG, good
existed.
stuff. We'll watch the ending out here, but really quick, if anyone wanted to check you out, where can they find you?
If you want to find me, you can find me at Twitch TV/Punchy. That is where I do the speedruns. If you want to see this game in particular, I tend to pick it up and from time to time. So if you want to see more runs of this, more dude speed, do drop me a follow over there.
He never existed.
Also, if you're interested in this game and this run, join the Silent Hill Community Discord. You can find the link to it on any Silent Hill speedrun leaderboard. There is an entire channel for Shattered Memories. So you can go there, you can get the advice. People know all sorts of things. They're very good at answering the questions over there.
To live your life. Cheryl.
Cheryl.
And then as well, for endings, you pretty much always get the same thing.
Yeah. I actually didn't know until I looked out that there's 3 variants on this scene.
Someone has to take the blame.
I didn't know that before.
It's like blame, acceptance, and I don't remember the other one.
I don't know. Either way, this one gets the sort of like forget me ending where it's very impartial, I guess. Look,
Yeah,
the
I know one of
memories,
them,
they shatter.
Oh no. One of them, she blames him, the other, she accepts everything, and then the indifference, I think, is what we get.
Yeah.
And then, oh my god, it's the wife.
And after credits, you would actually get to see. I think it's before actually.
It's
fortunately.
before.
Okay.
After the credits, we're not going to stick around for that one, because that's,
Yeah, I was gonna say, no,
think
don't
you
do
could
that.
skip that one. But I'll just say, after the credits, there's something funny, because since you don't collect any collectibles, she just packs up an empty box.
Yeah.
It's like,
She,
good memories.
There's a box she closes that says like Cheryl age 7 on it or something, and since we didn't pick up any collectibles, she just empty, nothing.
But she'll still pack it up, because
She'll still pack
also,
it up.
Coincidentally, that makes 100% confirmation not really possible there. You have to like watch the VOD and hope they did it right.
Yeah, the box is too cluttered.
Am I supposed to dance for you?
Yeah, this is the ending variant you get based on your personality matrix, and this is Drunk Mason.
Be a good girl for Daddy. Go get him another drink, will you? Now, give me a damn
And look at the way it
beer.
looks at the bottle. Techie pointed this out to me once, and like there's like such a weird like sad like frown when he looks at it.
He's so upset about the beer.
Whatever, it's like he's not like
Anyway.
angry or anything like the other cuts. He's like, oh. But yeah, also for anyone wondering as well, the endings are Drunk Mason, Sex Mason, and Divorce Mason.
There's also no, you said Sex Mason already. Yeah.
Yep.
That's all.
All right, GG. Thank you once again, Punchy. Before we head to our next run, you have anything you would like to throw in?
I think we got everything. Follow my channel.
right.
Do it. What?
Yep, once again, Punchy's links in chat. There's a lot of fun
Terrible
speedrunning for
self-advertising.
Silent Hill and other games. Like, or you can go check those out. Anyway, we have more Silent Hill coming for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Silent Hill Homecoming. We're back from the break. Our layouts are breaking today, so please be patient with us. We do have a way to fix the timer, so we'll be good there. Anyway, we are back with more Silent Hill gaming. To follow up Shattered Memories, we're going to be quickly jumping over to Silent Hill Homecoming, which we're already in. I don't have to do the thing. I don't have to say, let's go over there, because we are here. Anyway, Schmoller, how are you doing?
Making it. You know, I thought it would be a nice treat to go ahead and show everybody that sneak peek preview of the Silent Hill Pyramid Head origin story. So we got good old little Pyramid Head Alex on the table here. But yeah, this is going to be Silent Hill Homecoming, all bosses, new game. So I'm not going to have any of the super overpowered New Game Plus stuff like the laser pistol or the buzzsaw. Going to do it the good old-fashioned way. And yeah, if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
Yep, on your count, you can say like 3, 2, 1, go or something.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, go. So, with this being a new game run, it's going to be a little slow to start, but don't worry about that. Once it gets going pretty hard. But, you know, first probably 10 minutes of the game or so, I don't really have access to any firearms, so I can't do any of the clips that this game is really known for. That's not to say, though, that it's not without a few tricks. One of the first things that you'll notice is there's actually a little bit of conservation of momentum going on in this game that we use whenever possible. So I'm going to roll right here into this cutscene, and that roll continues as the cutscene plays, moving me a little bit forward. Saves a very little amount of time, but kind of like Ek and Punchy mentioned in the last game, these kind of games are the ones where every second you can save is a huge difference. Now, of course, we have our introduction cutscene for our first enemy, the nurse, and, you know, this being the Western Silent Hill games, they have some very unique camera angles. Don't worry about that, though. We're not going to look.
I mean, we did it in Shattered Memories.
Yeah. All right. So one thing I am going to do for a little bit of safety, I'm actually going to grab the first aid kit here. And the funny thing about that is, so we're in like a nightmare hospital right now. At the end of this segment, Alex actually wakes up because it was all just a dream. And we lose access to everything that we had, except for some reason, any health items we pick up. So that health kit is actually going to be staying with me. Now we have another introductory cutscene for the bugs, and these are probably, in my opinion, one of the more annoying enemies of the game. But they have a very important reason for being here, and that is to make it so we don't have to watch Alex climb down a cliff. So if we get a little lucky here, I might be able to get a little smooch. Come on, you little guys. Yep, there we go. Look at that, just latching right onto the side of my face. And so what's going to happen here is we get a prompt to drop down. However, to remove the swarm from our face, it's also a prompt, which is the B button. And if you push them both together, the game just kind of doesn't do either, but it still gives you the result of both. So we remove the bug and climb down the ledge without playing either animation. And that saves about 4 or 5 seconds, depending on how well you do it. It's actually looking pretty good. Gonna go ahead and roll here. You see him kind of do like a weird little mid-air hover before he just teleports back standing upright. That does actually shift me a little bit closer to the door that I need to open after this.
Someone brought me here. They told me Robbie was here. They lied.
Is there anything I can do?
Find Robbie. I want.
And of course, we have to talk to our little brother Josh, who is, God,
Guess you're not my
probably one of the worst children in video games, I'd have to say.
I'll go see if I can find her.
All you do this entire game is chase after him and look for him and try to love him, and he wants none of it.
In context, it does make some sense, though.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
True. Well, that's why it's Pyramid Head's origin story.
Speaking of which, I might actually go ahead and let the, actually pay attention to what choice I'm making when I get to Alice's mom, so we can make it a true origin story.
If I remember right, I think it's always X.
Yeah, that's the part that always confuses me. I can never remember which one's which. Alright. Not too bad. So we've made it through the Hospital of Horror, taking the elevator up. However, we're not alone. Who could possibly be on the other side of that door? Surprise! It's our twin! And that is the most we're gonna see of the actual Pyramid Head during this entire speedrun. We skip every other appearance he makes. Alright, so that first bit there is the same for pretty well every category in the game. There's not really any way to alter that. But now we get to do things a little bit differently than what I would do in, say, an any percent run. Because normally there's a laser pistol that you get for doing the UFO ending ones that's up in your bedroom that you share with Josh, which allows us to go ahead and skip, roughly half to 2/3 of the game just right off the bat. Pretty nice, but obviously I can't do that if I can't get the laser gun. So
Strange to be back here.
I'm going to take things a little slower.
Hello?
And do something that I would otherwise never do, which is pick up the flashlight. Because that triggers a cutscene, and cutscenes take time. And we hate losing time to cutscenes. So now we talk to our mom. This is one of those games where you can turn the camera during the black screen. So normally you're facing the wall, and if you run forward, you're just going to be running deeper into the living room. But you can turn the camera while it's dark and just head straight to the basement. That lurker, you can actually avoid it pretty easily, but you're not actually allowed to pick up that garage door opener until it's dead. And the reason we need that is because we need to get gas for the pump to deflood the basement. Got another little guy there. Ooh. Cheeky little bugger. If I'm lucky, I won't get hit until this is open, which did not happen. That's fine. This guy, you kind of just phase right through. And then somehow, the way we're going to get our gas is by taking this empty gas can and bringing it to a semi-truck. And somehow we managed to get the gas from the truck into the can, even though we don't have any like siphon or hose or anything. We're just magic that way.
He just sucks it out.
Yeah. Does it by mouth.
One quick like Kirby. He just like I can't make the noise, but just and then it's all in there. He gets all of it. Puts it in the can.
Good.
Actually,
that worker decided to
does he even
hit
have a
early.
can? He does, right?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we grabbed out of the garage.
That's right. Because I have to go to the garage, but God, I'm playing this game. I just muscle memory so much. I don't even remember the can.
Yeah, no, I can't play this game casually because I forget what all the puzzle solutions are. And then somehow you have to interact with the door like 3 times to actually open it because of how many cutscenes there are. Ridiculous.
On the upside, though, I have a real sweet spot for Homecoming. It was actually the second game I ever learned how to speedrun.
Yeah, first for me, and still by far my favorite.
It's a nice
this
one.
Game is so busted. It's, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Also, as well, talking about ports for a second, for anyone who does not know, Shmum was playing on the Xbox Series X, because that's the only version that's good. Every other version is either bad or slow, or both.
Yep. Yeah, so start off with the lesser of two evils, the PS3 port. First off, it's just way slower. Load times are like, because you can't install it to the hard drive. You have to play it from the disc. Oop. I messed up. I'm talking too much and not fighting. It's fine. But PS3 port loads are like 12 seconds-ish per loaded screen, whereas on the Series X, it's 4. So over the course of a run, even if you're just doing any % New Game Plus, you're still losing well over 2 minutes. Then, there's also the fun little bit of when you're coming back through this area, more times than not, the area just won't load in, and you'll be blind in the last half of it. Then you have the PC port, and Lord have mercy. That is a whole nother level of broken.
My favorite part is for a long time, I think before you actually started running, I had world record on only the PC port, because I was the only one who can get it running.
Yep.
I guess a little fun story, years ago I went, back in like 2018, there was a speedrunning event called Calathon, and I met Starwin there. And I taught him how to run the PC port, and he's really good at the game. And he was actually beating my PC time. But then, right at the end of the game crashed, so it didn't matter. Because if you can't have the good crash RNG, you can't beat the time. And then also...
Hey, can you use the health kit? Jesus.
There's a 7-minute cutscene you can't skip on the PC port.
Yeah. Yeah, so even if you somehow manage to get it to work all the way to the end, you would still be guaranteed to be slower than either console.
And I know you ran on a PC. When you did you have like the 1 minute load going, or like the 1 minute like freeze going into the final boss room?
No, I didn't.
Oh god. One of my old VODs had a 1 minute freeze.
What I came to realize is what actually ends up crashing the game is if you touch anything during the cutscenes, because the game tries to do what you're doing and it can't, and it freaks out. So I found out that if I just don't touch any buttons anytime it's loading anything, I generally was fine.
As well, someone actually asked if I bought a Series X for this run. Honestly, this is a good reason to get a Series X for me. I ended up getting in a lot of games. Like this, Downpour, Shadows of the Damned, Operation Raccoon City. There's a shocking amount of Xbox 360 games that are backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another great one for speedrunning, if you can put up with tank controls, is Deadly Premonition, because load times for that game on Series X are basically non-existent.
So, fun fact, I know it's a little bit tangential to Homecoming, but right now we're just getting the gun and it's chilling.
Yeah.
But I think Deadly Prem is still heavily, mainly Switch.
Yeah, it is.
Because I think we had Tochimaru do it before on the show.
You're Curtis, right?
And Fruit told me this, but on the Series X, the car sections apparently bug out.
Busy.
So some of the missions you just instantly fail because the game doesn't know how to register it.
Yeah, and that happens on the PC version too sometimes. There's theories I know that you may be able to alleviate that with a well-placed... God, I have a hard time multitasking sometimes with a well-placed restart. Like restarting the chapter. Because I know that helps alleviate some crashing in the other ports.
Anyway, for Homecoming, now we have the gun. Someone mentioned earlier, the gun is very powerful. It lets us do a lot of cool things.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that it does is, now that we have a firearm of any kind, we can actually start clipping. And normally, if this was an any % new game run, I would be using it first to do a mausoleum skip to get all of my weapons early, and then we do a pillar climb and all of that stuff. It's not great. It's actually pretty terrible. And what are you doing all the way over here? You're a little far out of your zone there, little guy. But it's actually still going to be a while before I do a clip, because we've fulfilled the requirements to unlock the door to the hotel, which is where we're going next. Because we're not looking to skip bosses. We're fighting all the bosses. It's in the category name. And unfortunately, even though we could do the mausoleum skip to get all of our weapons, as soon as we head to the hotel, the game just takes them back away. That said, this is one of 2 trips that we're going to be making back through the graveyard. This is by far the easier one. I just have to avoid a couple dogs, not get rolled by a smog, and we're in the clear. When we come back, it's going to be a lot more dangerous, a lot more tedious. Let's see, I got a safety health from Curtis's shack. You are way in there. Wow, enemies are being weird today. That's fine. Wonder if that means you're gonna be a pain later. Wouldn't put it past you. That boarded up door, keep that in mind. We're gonna be coming back there later. There is a weapon upgrade in there, but it's not gonna really do us any good right now. It would take too long to clip into there to get it, and too long to clip back out. Anyway, now we're finally back here. We get to do everybody's favorite type of puzzle. Thankfully, this is probably the easiest one I've seen in any game ever. And now we're at the hotel, and this is where we really start breaking the game. So I'm supposed to be getting an axe here so that I can break down these boards, but instead I'm just gonna kind of, rub myself up against the wall with my knife out, and I'm gonna quickly switch to the handgun. And this is not looking great. Let's see if we can... Nope, okay. Let's try that again. So I'm trying to slide myself into the boards so that I can squeeze through the door frame. And Alex is not cooperating. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. All right, we're in. And so once you get inside the hotel, the elevator's broken. You're supposed to grab a key, go back outside, solve a wire puzzle, come back in, turn on the elevator, do a great big long fetch quest for a lady in a broken doorway. And I don't want to do any of that. So I'm just going to come over to this wall here. And this is one of the harder clips in the game. It's a little finicky. I'm going to go left, and then I'm going to go right to push myself into place. That gets me sufficiently into the wall. I'm going to pull the knife out and switch to the pistol again. Hold to the right and turn around, and that'll push me through. Now the issue is I'm right outside the boss door, but I can't see anything because nothing's loaded in. So we're going to save the game real quick and quit out.
So, quick question. If you, so for the boss door, could you actually open it?
No. They are not interactable. You can clip through it, but that is basically impossible. So, like, if this was New Game Plus, I would go ahead and just clip through this door here now, because that keeps the actual boss arena unloaded and makes it where you can still interact with the mayor, but he doesn't talk, so it just skips all of his dialogue. Unfortunately, it also means that you can't see the boss, so fighting it kind of sucks when you actually have to hit its weak points and stuff, instead of just blow it away with a laser gun.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah?
So we have to listen to Mayor Bartlett still.
Make an appointment in my office.
What the hell's happened to Shepherd's Glen? You're the mayor. These people are your responsibility.
Now you listen to me, you little asshole. I did everything.
The bosses have always been like my favorite part of Homecoming. I've always considered them to be legitimately unique and interesting designs.
Your own son, did you? Bet you don't even
Not so much the rest of the enemies, though.
I'm a bad father? Who the hell are you to say that? I've done the best I could for him. I taught him everything he knows. I bought him anything he wanted, no matter how much it cost.
You don't know.
Also, for anyone wondering why there aren't subtitles, that is actually speed tech. It's not just to avoid dialogue and stuff like that. No. Okay, you're being a little feisty. That's fine. First phase done. Gonna do a quick dodge right at the start here because he likes to, yeah. Now we're gonna do a 1-2. One charge. Good, went straight for that. So now we can just do a 1-2 charge. Do another one. Nope. Just a regular hit. Okay, fine. Hey, can you do your thing? Thank you. All right, now I can just do a 1-2 and it's ready for the quick time event. And I did not mean to do that last hit. That's fine. And that's Sepulture. So that's our first boss down. 3 more to go. Now, we wait. So from the moment we get into this room, it takes a minute for Deputy Wheeler to come talk to us. So, yeah. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. I know we've done a good amount of the glitches, but have we explained exactly why the out-of-bounds gun tech works?
No, I haven't actually. Basically, I can't show it because all my stuff is taken away. But, so when you pull out your gun, you're actually moving your hitbox forward a little bit and extending your hitbox forward a little bit as it expands to encompass your hand. Normally, the game's collision detection is enough to prevent that from doing anything. But when you have your knife ready, your hitbox has actually kind of shrunk in on itself a little bit. So when you then switch to the pistol and hold it ready, you get that expansion much more, like, a greater amount and more quickly, and that kind of pushes you into the collision of the wall. And then the game tries to push you out, but you can kind of manipulate that by moving your left stick in the opposite direction of where you want to go. Because all the game knows is you're trying to go where you're not supposed to, so it's going to oppose that.
I do like, though, because a lot of people, when they see Homecoming speedruns, like, oh, this game's poorly made. No. The fact that the game's actually pretty well made means that's why the tech works. You're not stuck in the wall. It wants to get you out of the wall.
Yeah.
We're just fighting against it, which it makes sense that it really does not want you to be there.
It's actually really funny because we actually take that tech and we use it to benefit us.
I'm going to check it out first.
Eventually,
I can't remember. This is just off-ball question. Does all bosses include the guy, the chainsaw thing?
Curtis?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
All right, I wasn't sure he was a boss or not. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, he's not considered one for the speedrun.
Gotcha. I don't think he was, but I was like, wait, I remember that guy.
And I'm sick of being in the dark. Who are you talking?
That said, we are fixing to get a shotgun, and the shotgun makes clipping a whole lot easier than even just the knife with the pistol.
Stand back.
Because for whatever reason, when you're holding the shotgun,
The exit is this way.
you can just get, like, right up against the wall, and as soon as you swap, you're just, like, halfway through already. It even allows you to clip through things that the knife to gun swap doesn't let you do, such as doors or other interactable objects. So you can see right away, we're going to use it to get through this double thick wall here. Relatively easy. That would be a near impossible clip to do with the knife and handgun. And now there's two schisms in this room. I'm going to stay a little bit away to trigger their charge attack. That's going to cause them to rest for a second while I try to clip through this wall. And yeah, that's not good. Okay. Come on. Okay. That was messy. Glad I have that health drink. Whew. There's also this safe here. Anything that has a combo in this game, you can pretty much guarantee that the answer is going to be 206. It's like a running joke in the game. All the clocks are stopped on 206 as well. Because, fun fact, this is, in fact, one of those Silent Hill games where you're playing an amnesiac, and Alex has actually been in a mental hospital, and 206 was his room. Let's get here. Have an encounter with the Siam. Missed a shot, but that's fine. And now, what used to be the worst part of the run by a long shot. Before we knew about shotgun swap clipping, there was a particular clip that you had to do here, which is actually right here, where you clip through the wall to the right of this gate, and you have to go through a hand crank, which is generally considered a non-clippable object. It was very easy to get stuck there. You could very easily lose tens of minutes trying to get out. Kind of makes me mad just thinking about it a little bit. But with the shotgun, you can literally just go to the side of the gate, melt through it, and you're good to go. Really just trivialized this whole area, and that didn't let me clip. Come on now. There we go. And the worst part is it saved so much time over just playing through the sewers casually. Because, like, especially here, this is a mandatory, like, enemy gauntlet that has 3 waves, and you have to kill all of them to progress. But instead, you can just, you know, not. A little peeved that I had to use some shotgun shells. Gonna make Scarlet a bit hairy. But now that we're out of the sewers, we're supposed to be heading to Doc Fitch's office. That's who Wheeler told us to go seek out. Typically, you're taking the road to get there. There's a couple dogs. Dogs in this game are the worst. They're incredibly random, and they can just pin you to the ground and then chain attack you until you're dead. But you can just come to this grate and poke your gun through, trigger a cutscene, and all of a sudden you're on the other side with no dog spawned. Head into the office. There's a couple of triggers to make a whole bunch of nurses spawn, but you can just avoid those triggers and grab everything anyway. Just go on your way. And now for my favorite part of the speedrun. This is a bit that you also do in the New Game Plus run, but you don't get to do in any of the any percent runs. So, if you've played this game before, you know under Fitch's office is like an underground ladder maze. We're going to drop out of bounds about 3/4 of the way through it, and we're going to navigate it completely blind. There was an open door and a closed door, yes. I don't know why, but that is there, yes. Okay, nice. I didn't get stuck where I usually do. And we're through. So regardless of how that looks, that is actually fairly difficult because you're having to turn with no visual clues in order to hit ladders, when there are other ladders nearby that take you to the complete wrong direction. And if you mess up, you're basically done. There's not really any way to recover.
Doctor, do you need some help? You're bleeding bad.
Don't you touch me! I bleed out the sin, but it grows back. So I must let it out every day.
I can stop the bleeding.
I don't want your help. These wounds cannot heal.
Why did you come to this place?
I come here to remind
So Fitch
myself.
is our introduction to Scarlet, and Scarlet is a lot of people's favorite boss in this game.
Scarlet?
She's very creepy.
She's here with me now.
But I'm gonna hopefully trivialize the fight by taking advantage of an overdamage glitch.
Forgot to bring you a present today.
This is something that you can accidentally do during the New Game Plus run that is actually bad for that run, because it makes it slow. But, nice. Got it. So, I've locked her into place. I'm gonna switch to pistol so that I can save the shotgun for round 2. And now I can just break all of her pieces. Nice. Perfect use of ammo. Yeah, so phase 1 doesn't end until you break all of her parts. That overdamage... Wow, I missed one. That's not good. The overdamage lets you break all of the pieces safely without having to worry about her. Cool. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of melee here. Oh my god, I missed that one too. Can you just climb the wall? Can you please just climb the wall? I don't want to do this. Good lord. What a fight. Can't believe I missed 2 shotgun shells. That sucks. Alright. Well, we're done with that. We did get the little glitch at the start, so I'm glad I was able to do that at least. And we're out of here. Next stop, the town hall. We need to go collect a specific relic so that we can go open a door in our basement. Normally, we would go find a key and open the basement up and do a big maze. It doesn't sound very fun. What if I just, yeah, that's better. We're at the end now. Turns out, this is basically what the other side of the mausoleum skip I was talking about earlier looks like. And we're just going to go climb the ladder into the graveyard. Don't actually need to grab the knife because the game's going to give it to me anyway. Always make sure that you have the knife equipped right, like before you actually climb the ladder. Otherwise, you run the risk of doing a glitch that is very unfortunate. Because if you try to swap your weapon immediately after a cutscene, you can glitch the game to where it won't let you pull out any weapon. And the only fix for that is going through a loading screen. Anyway, here's our second trip through the graveyard. Like I said, it's going to be a lot more dangerous this time around. All the smogs and dogs that were here before are still here, but now we have additional spawns to deal with. So I got 2 dogs that want to tear my face off up here, and a smog that's going to be blocking my way. So I'm going to stand behind this gate and use it to keep the dogs away. Oh, nope, they came through anyway. Ooh, that's a bad grab, that's a bad grab! That worked out okay, but that was very nerve-wracking. Alright, you, come over here, come to the right. It's fine, that doesn't damage me. This health is still here, right? Yeah, we're gonna grab that, stay a little safe. Because at this point, oh, right. At this point, I don't have any ammo. The only thing I have are melee weapons, and you do not want to fight a smog with melee weapons if you can help it. They don't really react to damage, but they do counterattack. So every time you hit them, you're probably going to get hit back. That said, I did go ahead and grab that pistol upgrade. As far as I can tell, it doesn't actually do any additional damage, but it does increase my clip size. What? That was a little funny there. Okay. Yeah, it does increase my clip size to 12 from 9. So it allows me to have a little extra ammo once I get to asphyxia. It also makes it where any ammo boxes I pick up give me 12 ammo instead of 9, which is pretty handy. There's also a shotgun upgrade in the basement. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. It's not quite as helpful because it only increases your clip size from 4 to 5. But it does have its benefits in the final fight. Nice smooth clip. I don't really need that key. I can just clip through the door and it's not even slow. But we're here. Might as well grab it. And our reward for doing all of this is going to be another slider puzzle. Except this one actually is really bad. I'm pretty sure when I played this game for the first time, it took hours for me to solve it. There's a bookshelf. You just push it out of the way, but if you get a good clip, this ends up being just slightly faster. I did not get a good clip. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I have some.
All right, we grabbed all that stuff. Now we just got to head back downstairs. But I know a shortcut. Maybe. There we go. And off to the other world. This is probably my other favorite part of the run, just because there are so many skips that you're doing back to back in this part. And it just feels really good to get it all. Unlike that. Okay. Stuck, that's fine. Go ahead and kill that. Place our first mask. Radio menus are terrible. I don't know why they're a thing. This clip saves no time, but it looks cool and it prevents a schism from spawning, so do it anyway. Next we have a metal puzzle, and the first one is underneath this, but since you can move cameras during cutscenes, I'm gonna move the camera down and, wow, I didn't get it. But you can actually pick up that metal during the little animation of pushing the thing across. I'm gonna come over here just to grab some ammo. And if I'm lucky, I can avoid this guy. Oof. Not this time, I guess. Fine, that's why we have the health. Don't need it quite yet. We'll clip into the pipe, which will take us straight downstairs. Once again, evolution is 206. So that leaves one puzzle left in the house, which is going to be a knife collection puzzle. So I'm gonna come in here, grab our second one. First one we grabbed when we first went upstairs. And now we'll pull the lever one last time, open up the basement. And naturally, we're not gonna take the stairs. We're just gonna drop right in. This is also one of those funny clips where if you turn too quickly, you'll actually force yourself out of the wall instead of clipping through it. So you do have to take your time a little bit there. And then once I solve this, I'll be doing another clip that is the bane of my existence. And you know what? That's fair because I'm the one who found it. But it only saves like 3 seconds if you do it optimally, and it's bad. Okay, I actually did it pretty well there. Literally all that does is save me from having to run down the hallway and back. So, kind of a pointless clip, but technically is faster.
This has to be right.
There's the Nightmare House. Now we are finally out of Shepherd's Glen and heading to Silent Hill. Imagine that. So many cutscenes. Why do you need to have 3 cutscenes back to back? Alright, so now we just take a little stroll until we get to the prison of Silent Hill. Thankfully, I actually jumped across to the rock there because that is not as simple as it looks, actually. If you don't have the proper angle when you get to that interaction prompt, Alex will just stand there for like 3 seconds and stare at it before he decides to jump, and it's really annoying.
Alex, are you there?
Wheeler, Wheeler, are you there? Wheeler, come in.
Alright. Just a nice short little reprieve from all the clipping before we get right back to it. So at this point, we're supposed to take a trek to a power station, get power back to open the gate to the prison, but you just can clip through the wall and go through the back door there. Problem solved. And you don't even have to get shot at. Because for some reason, this game actually has soldiers with guns that will shoot at you. Now, I have to take a little bit of a roundabout way. You're supposed to jump through the window there, but something about the All Bosses New Game route, particularly, there's actually a guaranteed crash if you go through that window. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna clip through the gate instead.
What?
Yeah.
How does it crash? Is it just like...
It's a hard crash. You have to restart the console.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so weird because, like, it's so hard to get this game to crash otherwise. Like, again, Homecoming is not a badly built game. It's actually built pretty darn good. It's very hard to crash. But something in the way that we do this route just makes that part break every time. Anyway, we clipped through a few fences there. I'm actually, like, pushing myself against an edge here so that I can hit a load trigger, so that I can actually see what I'm doing, because it's really hard to hit this otherwise. Okay, X is the bad choice. Good. So, that was our mom. You couldn't see her because she didn't load in. But she was on her rack, and she asked us to shoot her to put her out of her misery. We said no, and we let her get tortured to death because we're a terrible son. But that's how it goes in Homecoming. After all, this is the origin story for our good friend Mr. Pyramid Head. Just do a quick little puzzle there. A little thing you might have noticed that I did was, as soon as I finished with that little animation, I backed up a little bit and then rolled forward. That gives me the space to roll, and then I roll through the cutscene, taking me closer to the edge of the hole that I need to drop down into. Again, very little time save, but it's there.
But we have to keep moving.
Now we're on the trek to Asphyxia, or as everybody else probably likes to call it, the Human Centipede ripoff, even though this game did actually come out before the Human Centipede. There's actually a way to skip this fight, where you can clip out of bounds and run on top of the hallways here. Thanks, Wheeler. Normally I clip through that door, I just went completely mind blank there. That's all me. But, here we go. This is the main reason why I wanted the pistol upgrade. Because it lets me really just unload on her here. And she should be ready now. Yep, there we go. Just makes the fight against her so much easier, so much more consistent. There's ways to quick kill her on New Game, but they're practically random. In fact, I think last time this category was shown on a hotfix, I ended up getting some kind of weird glitch that I've never seen before or since, where I didn't even down her at all and just went straight to the killing blow quick time. Of course that. Why are you sliding down the stairs, Alex? Huh? What's going on there, buddy? Oh, I love this game. Anyway, welcome to church. We're not going to stay here long. There's a bunch of puzzles that you're supposed to do here. We don't do any of them because we can just kind of force our way into this organ here. There we go. First try. Nice. Through an invisible wall there, and we're through. And congratulations, that is the church. And that leaves us with one area left in the game. And the caveat of that area is that we're actually going to be losing all of our equipment. In addition to that, we're also going to be losing all of our ammo, except specifically because we have not picked up a rifle yet, any rifle ammo that we have, we will actually keep, which is why I picked up that box of ammo outside with the smog. Don't actually technically need it, but it is a good cushion of safety for the Amnion fight. It's very easy for that fight to go south, and having any extra ammo is always a benefit. Alright, so we get our knife back first. Gonna go ahead and grab the first aid kit for a little bit of safety. And this is actually the reason why subtitles are slower. You cannot actually pick up anything while there is a subtitle on the screen. And there is a subtitle for that QuickTime event. Get out of my way. Good lord. Enemies are being all sorts of funky today. Oh my gosh. Please stop. I'm supposed to be hitting y'all, not the other way around. Please get in line. Thank you. All right, y'all get in line too. Ooh, you like went warpy. I didn't like that. Okay, goodbye. One left. Got one shot. And there we go. So now our ammo is behind this door, but the door is locked, so I'm gonna try to do up here that I pretty much only get one chance at. That looks good. Oh, wow, that was beautiful. Nice. That does not go that way usually. All right. So yeah, that avoids me ever having to rescue Elle. So we don't go get Elle, we don't fight Curtis, we don't do any of that. Instead, we just come straight through here, we have all of our stuff back. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a rifle and some shotgun ammo. Make sure I reload before I get to the fight. Oh, come on, let me through. We're also skipping the scene where you save or leave Wheeler. And now we just gotta click through this door. Come on. There we go. There we go. And we're on to our final boss fight. Now, if you're quick enough, you can go ahead and stagger her. Amnion is terrible in that she... Okay. Amnion is terrible in that she has an absurd amount of iframes, and you actually saw that right there because first phase is only supposed to take 3 shotgun shells. You have to be very specific about when you hit her, otherwise just nothing happens. Yeah, like that didn't count. All right, that was our last blow. Quick time event ends it, and that's time.
GG.
Whew. And so we have freed our dead brother. That's how this game goes. But yeah, that's the all bosses run. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really fun run that doesn't... A lot of people don't do it because it's not quick and it's a bit difficult, not gonna lie. But I love this game. I love speedrunning this game. I love sharing this game. Anybody who ever wants to learn this run, I am all about helping people figure things out. If you come to the Silent Hill Speedrunning Discord, which as Punchy said you can find on any Silent Hill leaderboard on speedrun.com, feel free to post in the homecoming chat. If you want to DM me on Discord or Twitter, feel free to do that. I will answer you. I do have a couple tutorials for this game as well. You can find me pretty much anywhere as Schmumbler. I've got Twitter, co-host, Blue Sky. You can find me here on Twitch at Schmumbler. You can find me on YouTube. But yeah.
Alrighty. Good stuff there. And it's fun to see the new game side. With Homecoming especially, I think there's always been a bias to New Game Plus, but I think New Game is actually a better category. You get more of the fights.
Yeah, you have to do a lot more strategizing too, because it's really easy to waste ammo and not a lot of ammo drops are on the route.
Anyway, we're gonna watch the ending here because what ending did we choose, I wonder? I like that it keeps the Pyramid Head costume, by the way.
Yeah. My favorite is there's a glitch that you can enact that makes Alex completely invisible. And that stays in this cutscene too. So you just see the little restraints on the chair waggling and nothing else is there.
never know what kind of horrifying monster they're turning Alex into.
Congratulations, your pyramid head has evolved into pyramid
Shirtless
head.
pyramid head. He just took off his shirt.
Seems like a lot of work to take off a shirt, but what do I know?
I mean, especially with the pyramid head on, I feel like you probably have like jackets primarily. All right, GG once again. Thank you, Schmumbler, for that great run of all bosses new game.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, big cheers. As well, if anyone did want to check out Schmumbler, you can find the link in Twitch chat. Go and check him out if you want to watch more Silent Hill speedruns or even some other games. I hear he's been working on Skull Island Rise of Kong lately, so you can check him out in the link in chat. Anyway, we do have one more run for you to wrap it up on for the night. We're going to be going with the Silent Hill 3 in a moment, so we will be right back. Everyone, welcome back to Speedruns from the Crypt. We are back from the break, and we have one more game for you. Thank you for sticking with us with the layouts. Our layouts are broken today, so we are making do with what we have. Anyway, we have our final game of the night, continuing on the journey of Silent Hill. We have Silent Hill 3 with Cat Link. I think we're probably on that screen already to some degree, so Cat, you're already here.
Hi! Hello! I know, I was already here, but hello, GDQ chat. I like to have this open every so often just so I can say a little message. But yeah, we're going to be doing Silent Hill 3, new game, easy. This game has developed so much. The any percent run for this is insane. Sadly, I cannot show that today because sometimes it can crash. So I'm not going to do that. So we're going to stick to the basics today. But yeah, we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So Silent Hill 3. I absolutely adore this game as a speedrun. It's probably one of my favorite runs as like a comfy run. I feel like everybody has like their comfy run. This one is definitely up there. However, this game does have some RNG to it. Namely, right now. So the enemy we're going to be encountering, since we can't just fall off a ledge and die, we have to let this enemy basically poke us till we wake up. Unfortunately, we're getting the bad RNG. We want left hooks and not right hooks, but we're getting a bunch of right hooks, so we kind of just have to deal with it. It's kind of funny when you just see Heather get poked to death. But it's fine. Don't worry. Just let him bully us. He's really not giving us any left hooks. This is unfortunate. Oh, are we finally getting... There's the left hook. So normally you would want left hooks because they do more damage. But right hooks are fine. I've had runs where it took me 40 minutes to get a run started just on that enemy alone. It can be pretty brutal. But now that we have awoken, we need to make our way home. We gotta go home. That is the plan here. We're just going through. We just got away from a detective trying to ask us questions. We didn't want to go back out the same way we came in, so we're finding a different way. One thing I love about the movement in this is just it's a lot of strafing, especially when you're coming out of a door and everything like that. It's a lot of fun. Hello, little guy. Our little buddy. They don't do too much. They're not too much of a problem. Also, it's bread, by the way. Just so you know, it's bread. We can get the hey Eck. How about the Silent Hill Ascension bread sticker? Can we get some of those?
I've had a lot of people ask me why did I spend $20 on Silent Hill Ascension.
I'm still wondering why. You know, but you did speedrun Kong, so
I spent $40 on Kong. And I also did Gollum.
Oh.
It's bread.
It's bread. Oh, Gollum. That's a fun one. All right. Now that we've finally gotten our bread tongs, we got our key, we can finally go read some books. Very briefly read some books anyways. Hello, buddy. All right, so here we have some puzzles. The puzzle isn't really much. We just need to know it's 1792. 1792. 1792, 1792, 1792. There you go. Normally you would have to put the books into the slots where they are empty to get the full code, but on easy you can generally just kind of read it outright. You don't really need to put the books in. You just pick them up and read the code and you're like, okay, I'm out of here. I love me the little wiggles. Great. Radio? What's going on with that radio? Pick that up. And away we go. So now we're going into the nightmare portion of the mall, where all the spooky things happen, of course. But first, we need to make sure we go pick up our flashlight, because it's a little dark and we kind of need to see where we're going. Oh. Get a lot of closers, which are those fine fellers right there. But now we can finally go get our flashlight. Excuse me. Thank you. And away we go. Okay. So we have to go pick up a few things on our way to go back home. We're not too sure why we're in this nightmare realm, but, you know, we gotta go pick up the essentials. We gotta go get, you know, some wine. We gotta go get a coat hanger and a blow dryer. Kind of a weird assortment of things to pick up, but don't worry about it. It's fine. Dad just really wanted some wine. And I need to dry my hair because it's probably pretty moist in this area. All right. Use our coat hanger. There you go. Get on up there. Slowly making our way. All right. So now we need to go get some more keys. This one happens to be in a burnt dog. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Alternate universe things or something like that. There is actually a wine bottle in that room that if you go to interact with it, Heather mentions, I don't really feel like drinking something from an alternate universe. Funny little, she's got quite a bit of dialogue that's pretty fun to like go through. All right, now that we have our key and our nut, we just got to go crack a nut real quick. So one thing on easy, there's actually less puzzles, which is kind of interesting. They didn't make the puzzles easy. They just completely got rid of them. They were just like, we don't need to add these extra little bits and bobs. It's just make it easy. Just make it a complete run through. Whereas on hard mode, it's bringing out the Shakespeare and poetry knowledge, which I'm sure if anybody who has played Silent Hill 3 knows exactly what I'm talking about. All right, bust that nut. There you go. Give me the moonstone. Thank you very much. And we're out. Okay. So we're going to be encountering our first boss. So our first boss isn't too rough. Splitworm has a little bit of, it's like slight RNG, but not really. It's not too much of a worry, except for it can lose a lot of time if you get the bad, the bad amount of shots. So you normally would want to do it in about, I believe it's 6 shots, 5 to 6 shots. If it's more than that, then Splitworm kind of disappears and, you know, makes you wait around a little bit, which can suck a lot when you're trying to get a PB. Oh, excuse me, dog. I got places to be. Get out of here. I will pet you later. All right. So, Splitworm, we gotta make a long descent before we go say hi to Splitworm. Just a long ladder. I personally probably would not get on that ladder. It's going into a dark pit of whatever could be down there. I personally wouldn't. Heather is a brave girl. All right. So, Splitworm. Here we go. Right here. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5. quick. Oh, we got the fast split worm. We love it. Yay! All right, so split worm did not. It decided not to make us wait around, so we take those. That is usually okay. We can keep going. Yay! All right, so we're gonna be interacting with Douglas yet again. Douglas Carp. But we're just gonna say goodbye, hi, goodbye. I don't want to talk. I got things to do. I got places to be. Gotta make our way home. We gotta bring the wine back, even though we haven't picked up the wine yet, but don't worry about it. Still wondering what that thing was that Dad wanted us to bring us back. I'm assuming it was just wine. So, fun fact about this area of the game, if for those of you who have not seen Jacob's Ladder, fantastic film, by the way. Y'all should go see it. Not the remake, but the original Jacob's Ladder, because it does have some slight. You'll probably recognize some things when you go in and watch it. You're like, oh hey, that's from Silent Hill, isn't it? But no, it's just inspirations. So this subway station is kind of like it's almost like a 1-for-1 model of the Jacob's Ladder subway, which is kind of cool. All right, sorry dogs, I got places to be. I'll pet you later, don't worry. All right, we got our nutcracker. Why we didn't use the nutcracker on the nut we had earlier, I have no idea, but we're gonna use it on this chain. Because that just works. All right, there you go. We're on our way. So we're going to be picking up our second weapon. Our second weapon being the shotgun. Our shotgun is the shotgun is going to be the primary weapon of use for the run. Pick up those shells. Hello, sir. Please stay napping. Thank you. They can get a little aggressive sometimes, but it's fine. We're out of here. Yeah, anytime there's a speed run that has a shotgun in it, it usually ends up being one of my favorite runs. I usually speed run games like Resident Evil 7, and New Game uses a lot of the shotgun, and it's my favorite. It's just, I love the boomstick. Can't help it. All right, so we just got to get on these tracks real quick, activate the train. There we go. Get it past those dogs. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Sometimes the auto aim in this game can be a little aggressive. If those dogs were close to me while I was trying to get back up, Heather would prioritize the dogs over getting up. So sometimes you're sitting there like, no, Heather, get up. You're gonna get hit by a train. Heather, go. It gets a little spooky sometimes. But thankfully, there is a little bit of a decent leeway for getting up. Time to get on the train. All right. So we have to go from the beginning of the train to the end of the train. So if you were to go back on the train cars kind of just disappear as you continue on. This train just disappears as soon as I go into this one. So basically you just have to keep going. You have to make it all the way to the end. Hold on, we gotta pick up. I wanted the shotgun shells. Thank you. Thank you. There are a few enemies you have to deal with along the way in this train, but they're really not much of a problem. That you can squeeze by them. Sometimes they'll knock you over, and it's a bad time every single time. But it's fine. We made it. All right. Now that we've made it to our stop, we have to go into the sewers now. All right, so the sewers. There's a few new enemy types that we get to be introduced with. They make a lot of noise. You know, this is Silent Hill, and you'd think everything would be pretty quiet, like right now. Pretty quiet. But these enemies are probably the loudest things in the entire game. Hello, these guys right here. When they start going, they get real loud. Oh, Heather, auto aim, please. And we still got some numb bodies here. They're kind of cute in a weird way. I don't know why. But they're kind of cute in a weird way. I don't know. The big ones, however, they're kind of spooky. All right, finally, we're here to get the wine. I'm assuming our dad wanted us to get us. Wanted us to get for him. So now we got it. And we're out of here. Sorry, numb bodies, not today. Yeah, sometimes the big one can actually like knock you over. All right, time to see some more screeches. Thankfully, they don't jump up into... Oh, excuse me. That was kind of rude. So when they actually go into the air, that's when they start making a lot of noise. When they're on the ground, they're pretty harmless. They're not too bad. Sometimes they can poke you a bit, but it's all not too shabby. All right, so this is a long, dark screen. So usually that means I gotta turn. This is one thing that I love about this game. There's like subtle indications of like, oh, there's this screen takes forever to load, so that means I have to turn. I don't know what. Weird little things. All right, so we're gonna use that wine bottle to go fill it with oil. Fill that with oil. Perfect. Because we need to drain the sewer. Or at least the hole that we need to go into that's filled with water, and Heather doesn't want to get her beautiful hair all wet. So we're gonna go turn it off. There you go. Excuse me. Hello? I don't think I moved much, but the game was just like, no. You weren't looking at it exactly direct, like right in front of it. The game's a little weird like that with hitboxes on where you need to be standing for certain things. It trips me up every single time. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was in front of it, but I guess not. It's the way she goes. Okay. So now we have to go get the blow dryer. So the blow dryer is something we're going to be using for an enemy in a little bit. But of course, we also kind of need it because as you can see, there's water dripping from the ceiling and it's getting Heather's hair all messed up. So we have to fix that. We're also going to be picking up a few other things like an ampule. Oh, hey. I like how it shows the enemy. There you go. Got our stuff, and now we leave. Oh, the enemy's gone. Oh, God. Whatever shall we do? Yeah, so that's kind of introducing an enemy for later in the game. They're called slurpers. The names for some of the enemies in Silent Hill are so weird. They got some interesting titles to them. All right, and now to use that blow dryer. So if you were to cross this bridge here without using the blow dryer, it actually basically instant kills you. You just get an instant game over and you gotta go again. Sorry, 1 second, I got all messed up. Oh my God. There we go. I forgot to use the certain thing. So we gotta go across here. There we go. There's the loud noise. Isn't it great? They're so loud for no reason. Every time I hear them, it's just... I try to imagine what sound they had to do to get to that. Because I know a lot of monster noises in games tend to be some weird... I think in Silent Hill 1, they use dentist drills and stuff like that. All right. So we can finally get out of the sewer. We're free. Maybe Dad will finally enjoy that oil wine week. We made a specific concoction for Dad. Oil wine. I'm sure it's delicious. Excuse me. That was rude. Okay. So this is just a long winding stairs. It takes forever. Just going all the way up. If you try to go into any door, it won't really bring you anywhere. You have to go all the way up. And that's one thing with Silent Hill that I've noticed over the years is that There's always just one door you can go through usually, maybe one or two. Every other door, locked. You want to go through there? No, 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 sorry, that's locked. Eventually you'll find the door you need to go through. I'm gonna put that mattress into the hole so we have a cushiony fall. Nice and cushioned. Oh, there's those screechers again. Screeching all day. So this area is another point where on easy there would be some extra items you would have to go, oh Jesus, you'd have to go pick up. But instead of finding the screwdriver, we just pick up the rope and leave. Very nice and simple. Although the screwdriver isn't too far from where you need to be, but it's quite interesting that there's just like they took out a lot of items or a lot of puzzles that you would normally have to do from the easy mode, which is I don't know. I think Silent Hill 3 is the only Silent Hill game that I know of that does that. I can't remember if the easy mode for other ones do that. But I believe it's only this one that does it. I could be wrong. All right. We got our jack. We got our rope. Now we can make our way to the elevator because the elevator was not working. So we had to get a jack to open it up and then use the rope to go down. There you go. Easy. That's got to be some nasty rug burn or a rope burn, sorry. I don't think I would want to go sliding down that rope personally, but you know, that's just me.
Heather's hands are like all callous.
Yeah, something like that. Squeak, squeak. All right, so now we are in Hilltop Nightmare area. We gotta go talk to Vincent. They look like monsters to you? There he is, and there he goes. So we got a few items to pick up before we leave because we will be needing those items, or at least one of the items, specifically for a puzzle. I forget specifically what the name of the item is that you need to pick up here. It's kind of like a liquid, I guess. We're making fire, essentially. Chat, do you like fire? I like fire. Fire's pretty. And so yeah, we need the liquid, pork liver, and some matches. Don't question it. We never question game logic. It's fine. Alright. Making our way over to get the matches. Because now we've gotten pretty much everything. There you go. There's a fun note that Heather... Oh, jeez, I almost got knocked over. So these are the slurpers, by the way. There's a fun little note in that room that Heather is just like, I don't smoke anymore. It's like, Heather, you are smoking. Alright, so we gotta combine all these things together. And there we go. So this area can be a little bit of a pain, specifically with this slurper. So we're gonna see if we get knocked down or not. Oh, never mind, we got magneted. It's fine. At least we didn't get knocked down. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. They can be very grabby, and they can also knock you down a lot. This guy is usually always on the... Oh, he was not in the corner that time. He decided to come say hi. He wanted to show y'all an example. Also, here's your season battle pass. We're actually going to go get that right now.
You need like... Oh god, what's math? Like 20 more of those. Wait, not 20. 100 more of those, I think.
It's something like that. It's the mini battle pass. Alright. We got our battle pass
80.
ready to go.
You would need 80 quarters.
80 quarters. Alright. Perfect. I could do that. There was like 80 quarters there, right? It was like a pile of them. Alright. Gonna deal with the Schnarpers one more time. They like to get in the way of the door sometimes, so that's fine. And And fairy tale. Tui fui ego eris. Oh my god, we got rid of the monster. Crazy. So basically she just read a fairy tale that explained a priestess and something trying to get rid of a monster guarding a gate, which was the essentially mentioning the monster that was guarding the door there. So the priestess chanted a spell, Tui Fui Ego Eris, and it got rid of the monster. Crazy. So that just worked in person for some reason. I guess it's just a real story. Everything works. Video game logic, we don't question it. It's fine. So we're finally going home to go bring the wine to Dad. Sorry, Dad. Skip. Alright, so this is the missionary. Missionary is a bit of a weird boss. He's kind of a pushover on easy. You just kind of shoot him dead. Shoot him down. He might get back up, which happens sometimes. Bring him back down, and as soon as he stops making noise, you can just kick him, and that's basically the boss fight. If he decides to run, he will run forever. He does not like to stop. And he can actually block your shots. I don't know if he can on easy, but I definitely know on normal and hard. He loves to block every shot he can. So Douglas brought us to Silent Hill. We are now in the town of Silent Hill. We need to go to the hospital. We had a few cuts and bruises from, from the sewers. It was rough, so we're gonna go get some first aid. Hello, doggos. Alright. Okay, we're good. So for the hospital area, we're gonna have to remember a code. Now, I'm a little weird when it comes to remembering codes. I need to sing the codes. Some of y'all might be a little confused, for those who are probably gonna pop in and be like, why is she singing numbers? It's like one of the easiest ways for me to remember something if I have to remember it for a certain period of time. Otherwise, if I say it once, I'll forget it almost immediately. It's terrible. Short-term memory. Woohoo! But thankfully, we don't have to remember 2 codes. Like, this is the same hospital we'd be going through as we would in Silent Hill 2, which can be very confusing if you're running back-to-back Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3. Simply because it's literally the same. But you do have to take a different path. We're gonna go to the 2nd floor. We gotta go pick up some stuff. Gotta go pick up some nail polish remover. There we go. So this code will always be the same. Thankfully. I believe it's the same on every difficulty, or like it's a different code on every difficulty, but they remain the same. Alright. What's that time? 115. Actually, not bad. That is an RNG code, by the way. So, alright. Easy. We love it when it's low numbers. I once had it as like 0001, and that was the greatest day of my life. I was like, oh my god, this can happen? That's crazy. I was so excited. There you go. Go back to the 1st floor so we can go get our key to the basement. And we gotta use that nail polish remover. Because someone decided to stick a bunch of stuff to a wall. Oh, excuse me. There we go. I was being weird for a second. Thank you. We got spoons, we got beetles, we got keys. Oh, bunch of random stuff. It's art, honestly. Alright. So this is where we're going to start remembering a code. What is that code? 1826, 1826, 1826, 1826, 1826, 1826. 1826. All right, I think I remember it. 1826. 1826. 1826. There we go. There. Easy peasy. That way I don't have to rely. Sometimes I could rely on my chat for that number, but they lie to me every single time about which number it is. Ooh, we almost got smacked. We're good. Yeah, my chat loves to give me the wrong number for that door every single time. Sometimes they give me the right number. Sometimes. If I'm lucky. Alright, so we just answered a funky phone call, and he told us to go to the second floor. This door wasn't here before, but all of a sudden it's here, so we're going to go into it. Hello, nurses. Please don't touch me. Alright, so this is going to be a long, winding corridor, which can be a little confusing at first, but it's not too shabby. Excuse me, go. Thank you. There you go. It does trick you a little bit because there is one, at one point it does kind of trick you into thinking you have to go one way, and then it's just like, oh, it closed on me. What is this? We'll see in a moment. Alright, camera angle. Being a little weird, thank you. And turn around and go. So that door has to be closed for this door to open. We cannot go this way until that door is closed. That's fine. Alright, we're almost out of here. Ooh. Well, no turning back now. Alright, cool. So that just played a cutscene from Silent Hill 1 with Lisa. I don't think there's any, if I remember correctly, there's no actual voice lines for it, though. Oh, hey, buddy. Still turning that wheel, huh? Gotta have, like, crazy biceps and forearms just spinning that thing. Alright. And don't mind the lady. She's hanging out. She's having a good time. Now we're in the nightmare version of the hospital. It is incredibly hard to see sometimes. At least on... If I remember correctly, the HD collection is so hard to see in anything that has bright red. Alright, so we gotta go to the basement, which has a puzzle. Psych, there is no puzzle. We just go and grab the key. Normally, you would have to get the code for that puzzle, but instead we just go and snatch the key. Lucky us. It's our lucky dice. Someone just left it open like that. I can't believe they do that. We gotta go grab ourselves a baggie. Excuse me. Do not knock me over. Thank you very much. Now we have to go to the third floor and go get some blood. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Whoa, excuse me. Alright, get that into the baggie. And away we go. So now we can go, do a little bit of a seance, I guess? We're gonna go chant some stuff. It's cool. Just cult things. There's one. And we're gonna be going into our next boss fight. So Leonard. We're gonna hope he doesn't swim. So he does, I like to call him Leonard Schwimmer, because he loves to swim. And if he swims, it's a bad day. If he doesn't swim, we're having a great day. Alright, here's your blood. Ooh, spooky. Into the hole we go. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Don't question it. It's fine. Alright. You did not swim! And he's done! There we go. Yeah, he can be notorious for going for a little bit of a swim. Excuse me. There you go. Which, when that does happen, you can't do anything. You just have to wait for him to come back up, and it's the worst time every single time, because as soon as that happens, you're like, well, I guess I'll go right back to the closer. Back to the beginning of the game. He's been nice. All the bosses have been very nice tonight. We like that. For once, you know, marathon RNG is not bad. Okay, so we need to make our way all the way back to the motel we were just at. We're gonna go see if Douglas is there. Be like, what's going on here? What's happening? I don't understand. But instead we're gonna be talking with Vincent again. How Vincent is just everywhere all at once, all the time? No idea. But he's there. Alright. Excuse me, barrels. Barrels, please. I love the peacefulness of this. Usually there's like a dog or something trying to attack this, but I guess he went on vacation. He just, oh, never mind. There he is. He's off vacation. He's back. All right. Now Jack's in. We get to go have our little conversation about going to Discount Disneyland. Woohoo! Hi, Vincent. Bye, Vincent. I have Discount Disneyland to go to. Thank you very much. So we do have to go to an amusement park. I like to call it Discount Disneyland. It's going to be a great time. Surely, you know, Mickey Mouse will be there. Or a discount Mickey Mouse, Robbie the Rabbit. Same. Mouse, rabbit. Same. It's fine. It's a little bit of a long walk here. Too bad we can't go bowling. There's a bowling alley, of course. If for those who've played Silent Hill, you know the bowling alley. It's just right up here. Too bad we can't go do bowling. I would love some Silent Hill bowling. Can we have that? Konami, can we have some Silent Hill bowling? Like kind of like Tekken bowling, but Silent Hill bowling.
You know, you might just get that.
Let's go. Okay, back to the amusement park of where we started. We have some Robbie the Rabbits all over the place and our best friends. So we're just gonna wait here for 2 seconds. There we go. And go. Basically, that's just to get the closer out of our way. Do a quick turn here. There we go. Sometimes that can take forever to drop. But usually if you do a quick drop or a quick turn and leave, it can sometimes drop pretty quickly. All right, and out we go. Oh, he wasn't in our way. Thank you, buddy. Excuse me, dog. All right, so it's now time for us to go get on a roller coaster ride. Like this whole run is usually a roller coaster ride, but now we go on one for real, kind of. Now we have the key to get in. I believe there's actually a glitch on, I think it's the console version of the game, where you can just turn this off from the outside, which is kind of interesting. I think it's only console, though. There's been so many discoveries with this game. It's actually quite wild how broken this game has gotten over the years. Very cool, though. Definitely recommend checking out a run on speedrun.com if you're curious. All right. Time for Borley's Haunted Mansion. My favorite place. We get to meet Danny. You all get to meet Danny. In our special place. So this here, we have to wait. We can't do anything. We have to sit here and wait until he greets us to let us in. When you feel you're ready, then go through the door. Okay. Help! Do you hear those voices?
A family of 4 was sliced into bloody pieces in this room.
This is quite the haunted house. This is a little bit intense, isn't it? Especially for like somewhere that would probably be meant for kids, you know? A little wild. Because I felt I had to. Anyway, I'm lying. It was all just a joke. I wanted to scare you, that's all. Truth is, only one person died. Oh, no way. Ain't no way. All right, hi, Danny. Hi, Danny. Bye, Danny. I like her. I don't understand why Heather has this weird, like, butt jiggle. Like, she's got a butt wiggle whenever she's aiming. It entertains me greatly. Losing his way. Oh, maybe you might know. Where is the path to heaven? All right, let me in. Let me in. Thank you. Yeah, so this whole part here is a lot of waiting. You can just go one door, you wait, and go to another door, and you wait. It's supposed to stop there, I assure you. There's the exit. I hope you enjoyed your tour. Please come back anytime. Or if you prefer, we'd come and visit you instead. Okay, sure. All right, so the maze here is quite simple. It's the same thing twice. The first one is a little bit longer on the hallways, but then the second time is literally the same thing, but just a little bit shorter, so it kind of messes with you a little bit. Also, don't let the red light touch you. Red light is bad. That thing will actually kill you so fast. All right, we made it out. We survived Borley's haunted mansion. Look at us go. Who would have thought? We got out of here. Okay, so we have some enemies to deal with. They're not too bad. They'll get in the way a little bit sometimes, but they're fine. We just need a chain. And I forgot to, heal here last time. I don't know how I lost it. Don't worry about it. It was a bad night. But I came to come pick it back up, I had to go, I had to come back and get it. There you go. Pick up our shotgun shells. Ooh, thankfully they were nice there. Okay, so now we're going to use this chain to basically open this gate. So this gate is locked. It's basically we can't go in, so we're going to make it open. There you go. Sometimes the hitbox for the one on the ride can be a little painful, but we're actually doing pretty well. All right, hi Douglas.
Douglas.
How's it going? Bye, Douglas. I'm sure Douglas is fine. Don't worry about it, chat. He's all good. So now that we have our mask, we can go complete our puzzle here. It's a very easy puzzle. It's a very obvious puzzle. Of course. I had a feeling. I was like, is that gonna work? Probably not. I'll risk it for the biscuit. Easiest puzzle of my life. Wowee. Alright, so now that we have gotten through here, we're going to be doing another boss fight. So this one's going to be Alessa. So Alessa, I like to call her Trollessa because she loves to troll. She loves to run. So hopefully, chat, hope for the best that she doesn't decide to run. Also, don't worry, these are fake horses. Everything is fine. Alright. So we do have to kill all of these, or sorry, we have to stop all of these. We're not killing anything, I promise. Everything's already, it's all fake, it's not real. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Stop it. Alright. So this will actually commence the fight. If we don't get all of these to stop before a certain time period, I believe it actually just goes straight to a game over. It's very unfortunate for those who don't understand what they're supposed to do at first. But now it's time for the Alessa boss fight. Oh boy. Now, the game is, will she run? She runs. She loves to run, but we got her in 2 shots. We love that. So we're gonna wait here to get her to spawn. She should show up. She decided... Oh. There we go. Nice. So she's actually being very kind to us right now. Usually she can run for a while. But she's actually being pretty well. I take that back. She's... Ma'am, are you good? She was just running in circles. She's like, I got other things to do, I think. All right, so she's gonna fall down here. This is her last phase. She's got a few different phases. This typically she like loves to fall down. I don't know why, she just does, but that's it. That is the Alessa fight. She didn't run too much. Sometimes she can be very trollish when she decides to run forever, and it's just like, Alessa, can we not? Can you just stay still for 2 seconds so I can do the boom boom thing and I can get out of here? That'd be great, thanks. Thank you. All right. We made it out of the discount Disneyland. And then now it's time to go to church to pray away our sins or something like that. I don't know. But we need to go collect some tarot cards before we can finally make our way to the final boss. All right, we gotta read some things first. Hi, Claudia. Bye, Claudia. She likes to talk about something about New World, cult things. She likes to scream about cult things. We tried to trick her into thinking we were, Alessa. She didn't fall for it. We were terrible liars. All right. So we're gonna do this little thing here where we go back and forth until the girl in this room stops crying. And sometimes she really likes to keep going. There you go. And now she's done. For some reason, that just tricks her into thinking she's done with her business, I guess. Usually, excuse me. Usually, okay, don't touch me. Thank you. Usually you'd have to wait for her footsteps to go before, you can enter the painting. But if you go in and out of the room, sometimes you can get her to stop faster than it would be to wait. All right, excuse me, don't touch me. Don't do it. Thank you. All right. We have a few more tarot cards to pick up. Our little noisy boys are here again. Literally the noisiest thing in this whole entire place. All right, please no crash. Please no crash. Sometimes there can be a crash here. It gets a little scary. All right, we're good. We are good. Thank goodness. All right. We're going to go pick up our key here. There we go. In and out. Excuse me. Pardon me. Just, passing through. All right, so this is another area where you have a girl crying. So we're going to leave. If she continues to cry, we leave again. And we out of here. And we're out of here. There we go. All right, there we go. She's done. Sometimes it can take a few times, but I promise you, it is faster than waiting. All right. There we go, and in and out. There we go. So we got our tarot card. I think we have 2 more tarot cards to get. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. There was a waiting party there. They were waiting up for me. Sorry, y'all. I got places to be. There we go. We gotta go get one here and one last one. We also get some shotgun ammo here. which is definitely very useful for the final boss. Just pick that all up. There we go. The final boss will need quite a bit of ammo. Thankfully, not too much, but it can be a little bit crazy sometimes. All right. Oh, he is over. Oh, hi. Hello. Whoa. I have not seen him there much. That was weird. That could have been scary. Well, thankfully, we got through the door before he could swipe us. That's good, at least. Excuse me, I can't see. Thank you. Don't hit me. That's rude. All right. It's fun. This game actually brings back like the Silent Hill 1 classroom, which is kind of cool. I love that. They have even brought back the wolf picture. I love it. All right, we got our tarot card. Go back to school real quick. There you go. And away we go. Excuse me, pardon me, please don't touch me. Alright, so now we can finally go confront God. Or like Claudia, I guess you could say. Trying to go confront the ladies. Surely she won't give us any problems? Surely. Okay, so we should be good on healing items, and we should be good on shotgun shells. This should be quite a quick and efficient boss fight, surely. Surely. But first, we gotta do a quick puzzle. Okay, so that's right here. Easiest puzzle in my life. Alright, long winding hallways with the really cool camera cutscenes, or the camera cuts, I guess you could say. Hi y'all, here to ruin your party. I'm gonna go swallow some Galapagos. And you missed an entire thing where Heather spits out a baby and Claudia eats it. Don't question it, it's fine. Anyways, here's Chicken Bones. I like to call her Chicken Bones. She's quite fun. It's very fun. Normally this boss can be quite a hassle, because she does do a lot of fire. So the fire is the most annoying part of this fight, but if you stay close to her, she actually will not do any of the fire. Kind of weird, but the further you are from her, the more likely she will spew fire at you. Alright, so we're just gonna shoot her down. She goes back up. We shoot her in the head. Oh, Heather likes to not aim properly. There we go. Thank you, Heather. Alright, so we are flashing in our health right now, so we're actually going to take an ampule. Easy peasy. There we go. Should be a few more shots. Time will be coming up very shortly. There we go. As soon as this boss fight freezes, that's when time happens. So, time! There it is! And down goes Chicken Bones!
GG.
GG's. That was Silent Hill 3 new game, easy. For anybody who's curious or wondering if you want to get into the run, I highly recommend it. It's actually a really simple run to get into. There's not like, it's not like super RNG heavy besides like the beginning, but besides, it's a really fun run to do. The community's very helpful. If you ever have any questions, anything like that, join the Silent Hill Discord. There's always going to be somebody in there that will probably give you a hint or a tip or two on what to do. Even with Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2 and 4, there's tons of runners for those games, and they're all really fun. So, yeah. Also with Silent Hill Homecoming, that's a pretty cool run. Shattered Memories as well. Good times. You should join the Silent Hill community is what I'm saying. Just, let's not think about Silent Hill Ascension. Shaq, are you gonna speedrun that game?
I'm waiting for the full release of it. As well, once again, if anyone did want to check you out, where can they find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/catlink. I'm basically Catlink on everything except for Instagram, which is CatlinkV, because Catlink got taken. Sad. But yeah, we do a lot of horror games on my channel. Recently, I've been doing a lot of Street Fighter 6 for some cool things coming up. But mainly we focus on a lot of horror stuff, which is fun. Speedruns, challenge runs, whatever I'm feeling like in the moment. It's a good time. You should come join.
Cheers. We can see what IGT you got here.
Yeah, let's see. Let us see. What was my IGT? It's probably not the best, but it's fine. Hey, 4036. You know, I'm happy with it. It's, considering since the changes with the run from any percent to basically splitting the categories, there used to be a 2-minute time save in Borley's Haunted Mansion. You can't do that anymore because it technically is a glitch. So that usually would we would technically be at a 38. But it's fine, you know? We take those.
All right. Thank you once again. For anyone who did miss the link, you can find Catlink in the Twitch chat. You can find a lot of fun horror games. As well, that about wraps up our show for the night. Thank you all for watching this episode of Speedruns from the Crypt. I thought it would be fun to dive into the world of Silent Hill with a lot of the recent news going on. It has been a trip. Hopefully we can see plenty of new Silent Hill speedruns as the years come by, since we are getting new games. I don't know if we'll see Ascension. That's going to be a tough one, but, you know, it's fun to look at the franchise as a whole. We'll be back in about 2 weeks with more horror games. We do these every 2 weeks, so if you like horror, every other Wednesday night is pretty much where it's at. I have been your host, Ecdysis. I put these together. Come check me out sometime. You can find me at Ecdysis. The usual layout's kind of busted, so just saying that. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a wonderful rest of the day and or night, and take it easy.